What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Podcast at Live. This is your co-host Drock, and I got Hydro1700 every day. And what you guys are going to find in this podcast is a mixture of general topics, host topics, and current topics. And for this week, we chose current events. We have wrestling factions, and we also have the Warrior. Excuse me, the Warrior on Max. Streaming right now, season 1, 2, and the newest release, season 3. So I just want to give my co-host a little bit of time to introduce himself. What's going on, man?
What's up, everybody? Boy Hydro back at it again. 1700. Shout out to everybody from the Ville. Shout out to all my county niggas. And we're back at you. Another podcast. We're ready to get into it. Ready to get into these topics. Talk some shit. You know what I mean? Talk about this show Warrior on Max.
All right.
Formerly
Absolutely.
known as HBO Max. They reinvented themselves like Prince when he turned the symbol. But formerly known as HBO Max.
I
And
like
it's
that.
just Max now. It's just Max now. Yeah.
Yeah, they just
But
put a little M with a cross,
yeah.
a little joint right there. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
we ready to jump into this topic
yes.
and get it popping?
So the newest or the current topics that we've both chose this week is going to be I personally chose the story of Bam Margera and his downfall, and then we also chose Kiki Palmer Usher a
And
video
and the
that was
boyfriend
released
topic. Because this is
in
the
the
topic I
boyfriend topic.
definitely want to get into.
All right, so which one of these topics you want to jump into first?
Um, I guess we can jump into the BAM topic first. Because I know you
Okay.
said you wanted to get into that one, so I guess we can jump into that one. Get it going from there.
Well, as a skateboarder growing up, Bam Margera is one of the icons that kind of stuck out, and it wasn't because of his jackass stunts, or it wasn't because of uh, the kind of crazy stuff they were doing in half of those CKY videos and stuff like that. Bam Margera really did actually have skateboarding talent, and he had many different sponsors. If you're not familiar with the skateboarding world, sponsorship is probably what makes you pro and what's sought after as a skateboarder. So that's like one of the main things to do. So he had all those things, and then when Jackass came around and the other CKY and stuff like that, Johnny Knoxville, him meeting them, and all that, he rose to a very very high point in his life, and also being on MTV once a week and everything like that, and doing his crazy stunts. Now,
Mhm.
what do you know about Bam Margera?
Well, I mean, like you said, like I know him from the Jackass shit. I'm not one that followed Jackass like that. I wasn't like super into it. Like there was a lot of borderline homosexual shit going on with it, so like I couldn't fully sink into it the way I wanted to. Like, don't get me wrong, there is some funny things. I've seen funny skits that they did or funny tricks that they did, but I couldn't fully get into it because it was like too much crazy like borderline gay shit going on. Like shooting shit
Well,
up
there
each
was there
other's
was a lot
asses and
of
shit. Like just weird shit, man. Playing with each other's assholes and all the weird crazy gay shit they was doing. I
yes,
couldn't get into it,
yeah.
bro.
There's a lot of strange
Yeah,
things going on, and
really strange
this
behavior.
kind of ties. Now this kind of all ties into to Bam Margera and why and how he kind of became and turned out how he was. Because if people don't understand, Bam Margera just recently had a warrant for his arrest in Pennsylvania and was literally on a manhunt for like 3 or 4 days where the cops were looking for him and stuff like that.
Man,
And so like
that's sick.
being all the way up there and then falling so quickly to rock bottom,
Right.
we can all like to most of the community that doesn't understand, in those Jackass and CKY videos, um, there was a person by the name of Ryan Dunn. I'm not sure if you remember him, but he was Bam Margera's like best friend, right hand man, kind of dude that kept him in check and in his place, and didn't let him get out there. And then
Right.
he was killed in a high speed crash. That
Damn.
he crashed his own car doing like 128, and so literally it was a really bad uh, uh, way to die because he got trapped in the car and the car caught fire and everything. And so,
Damn. I didn't know that. Damn, that's crazy.
so Bam really went off the deep and lost, I guess, his sanity for an extended period of time, because at this point he had the pressures of like skateboarding, he had the pressures of like MTV and filmmaking, he had pressures to make the Jackass, the stunts and things like that. And while he was on drugs and everything like that, he um, when he was going to do the second movie of Jackass, he had to sign a contract of sobriety, saying that he was going to be sober when he did it, and he could not hold up to that contract, and literally went back and forth, all crazy on Twitter, ranting, uh, asking Johnny Knoxville for a one-on-one fade, like literally, like asking all the people from like Jackass, and the one person, before I give you your time, I'm sorry. There was one person that was trying to save him at that time, and that was Steve-O, if you can imagine that.
Hmm.
Steve-O, the one that was doing the most craziest stuff,
Yeah.
and he ended up changing his life around and getting sober. Same thing with Johnny Knoxville. They all ended up getting, off drugs and stuff like that. And so Bam could never ever just not do the same shit. So
Right. Right.
what do you think?
Yeah. It's a to me it's a tragic story of someone who rose to stardom and fame, because whether you like it or not, like in the early 2000s, Jackass was probably one of the most popular things on the planet. Whether you were
Mm-hmm.
a fan or not, like it was everywhere. The shirts, the catchphrases and dumb shit that they were saying, dumb stunts that they were doing. People were reenact them and doing them all over the world. Kids were getting fucked up trying
Mm-hmm.
to do some of these tricks and stunts that they were
Yes,
doing.
they were.
Like it was everywhere. Like you couldn't go outside your door and not see it. It was everywhere. So like
Mm-hmm.
for him to rise to that kind of stardom, just to fall that hard, it's fucking tragic. Like it's really
Mm-hmm.
tragic. Especially, like not giving them an excuse or a crutch for it, but losing like one of your closest friends that way is fucking poor. I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
For his friend to die burning up in a car, suffer like that, that could probably definitely fuck you up. That could probably definitely fuck
Yeah.
you up.
For sure.
So I could
It
see
definitely. Yeah.
why it took a
Go ahead. I'm
toll
sorry.
on him and why he was, going through what he was going through. But it's like at the same time, then it's like at some point it's like, okay, when do you say enough is enough and say, I got to get my shit together and get back on my game and get back on my feet? At what point do
Mm-hmm.
you say that, or what point do you feel that, where you feel like, oh, nah, I got to do some shit. I got to get myself together and keep pushing forward. At what point do you do that? And at what point do you feel like you can't make it out and you just give up? You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's the tough part for real. That's the tough part of that. But yeah, that's crazy that he went through all that. Like I never followed him like that, so I didn't know all these particulars, like what you're saying. Like I didn't know all that shit. I just knew he was one of the dudes on Jackass because he's like
Mm-hmm.
coming in his dad's room and just beat the shit out of his dad for being fat or something. Like I just remember those
Mm-hmm.
skits because like a guy I used to work with back in the day was like the probably the biggest Bam Margera fan ever. Like he fucking loved this guy, and he always talked about how he comes and beats the shit out of his dad all the time while he's sleeping or doing
Mm-hmm.
something, and just pound him in his fat stomach and shit and do crazy shit to his dad. So like that was like my introduction to him as a person. Like I had seen Jackass before, but I didn't know like individuals' names besides Steve-O, because I guess like
Mm-hmm.
he was the most mainstream popular guy on there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like I knew his name and I knew the midget dude Wee Man because I knew him through you because he was one of the skateboarders that you was into
Yeah,
before
shout
he
out to
started
him.
doing
He's
the.
a real skateboarder.
Yeah, he was really nice too for a midget, like for a little dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was sick. And I remember you showing me him before he was even on Jackass. Like, dude, this is midget skateboarder dude. Like he's fucking awesome. Like he can do a whole lot of shit. Like he's sick. And I remember you showing me to him. Then I remember him being on Jackass. Like, oh, that's a dude that what I mean, that D Rock showed me and
Mm-hmm.
introduced me to, or whatever. So like, but yeah, that was my introduction to the dude. Bam! It's like this kid I used to work with was like a super mega fan of his, and that's all he ever talked about was
Mm-hmm.
Bam, 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 this, Bam, that. Like he's the greatest skateboarder ever. He's the funniest dude alive. Like he's the wildest motherfucker on the planet. So I didn't I didn't follow his career or know all these things about him. Like I didn't know he was going through all that. Like what you told me about the signing the contract to stay sober and all that shit. Like I didn't know none of that shit. Yeah, but
Well,
that's a
what's
tough thing to deal with.
what got my attention is when I saw that he had a warrant for his arrest and there was a manhunt for him, and so I was thinking to
Yeah, that's
myself like,
that's crazy all in his own.
let me do some research. Let me do some research and see what the heck's going on.
Yeah,
And I was gonna add to that because you know what, when you was talking about he used to go in there and start beating on his dad and stuff like that. What's crazy now to know is that dude, he could have been up for 2 days straight doing drugs and just decided, oh, you know what would be a good idea? I'm just gonna go watch this guy. I'm gonna go beat up my dad. Go get the camera, and then we'll just
yeah,
do it.
right, right.
And then he's like, I'm just gonna drop kick my mom right now. Watch this, boom.
Yeah, yeah, that shit was
And he would
crazy,
just
man.
do nutty shit like that
He
all the
definitely
time.
was
And
on
then,
some nut shit. He was definitely on some nut shit.
and this is, I guess, this is his fall from grace for doing half of this shit. Who God knows what he did off the scene. You know what I'm
Yeah, like
saying? That we
off
don't
camera.
know.
Like if he was that wild
Like
on camera, what did he do off camera? You know what I mean?
off
Like,
camera, he's probably doing some off, like I
yeah,
said, just off the wall shit.
yeah, like
And
off the hinges, off his rocker type shit. Like,
and
yeah,
before we leave this topic, I just wanted to say that the crazy part about it was he was a talent. I in skateboarding, right? I'm gonna try to compare this to like basketball, who Bam Margera was.
okay,
Okay, Bam Margera in the professional skateboarding world before the MTV fame shit. Okay, I'll say
hmm,
before the MTV, when he was an actual active skateboarder, making videos, doing parts, doing contests, shit like that.
yeah,
Around when the Tony Hawk game came out, if that gives you a little bit of a timeline.
yeah,
Um, I'll say that he was he was like Sean Kemp. Okay,
yeah,
he
okay,
had bangers. He had
yeah,
bangers, and that was his thing. Like you noticed, he'll jump down 16 stairs doing like 360 flip. Like that was like some sick shit. Like you'd be like, holy shit, this dude's
yeah,
doing this crazy shit. So like I said, he had bangers. But as his career went along, whereas Sean Kemp started getting fat, he was doing more drugs. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
then
yeah,
that's when the tragedy struck in his
yeah,
life. Couldn't really recover from it, and
right,
that's just what it is.
right.
But
Man, that's crazy,
yeah,
though, bro. That's crazy to go from being one of like most painless, popular people on the planet to being wanted and having a manhunt for you. That's insane, bro.
if I swear, if you could have seen the video where he challenged Johnny Knoxville to the fade,
Yeah,
yo, you
that's
could see
crazy, bro. That's crazy.
he
That he really
just
tried to run fade with Johnny Knoxville, though.
just want to run the. He just said he wanted to run the fade with him like straight up and down. Like he wasn't even gonna hold him. He was just like, "Look, man, I'm gonna get this done."
Bro,
And
can you
so,
imagine that fight, bro? That would be one of the most hilarious things I've ever would see in my life. Can you imagine? They're just probably just gonna be like punching each other in the dick, hitting each other with skateboards. Bro, I can't even imagine how funny, how comical that shit would be, bro. It's not like
but
neither one of these niggas is squaring up throwing hands, bro. I don't see it, bro. I
oh
don't
my
see neither
god!
one of these niggas squaring up throwing hands, bro.
But the
I
sad
just see a
part
wild
about
ass fight, bro.
yo was off like booze and pills or whatever the hell he was on because you could tell it looked so bad because it was just like
Yeah,
he had to like start the video. He had to like fix his glasses first. He's like,
yeah.
Johnny Knoxville, I challenge you to a one-on-one fist fight. like some like he was trying to be tough. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like some
Like
some
he just
fucking old '80s movie. Meet me in the parking lot at 3 o'clock. Shit.
like just getting Yeah, that's exactly how it was. If I'm to be honest, that's exactly what it was
Yeah,
like. It was like a kid trying to
yeah,
challenge another kid to a fight. Like that's what I
yeah.
got at.
That's too funny, bro. I cannot imagine how
But
funny that fight would have been.
we'll go ahead
That's
and push
hilarious.
forward. Yeah, dick punches all day for real. Titty twisters, you know. Play
nipple,
hair pulling and shit.
nipple twisted, wet willies.
You gonna leave that fight with a twisted titty and 3 hickeys and shit when you leave that fight, and just no recollection of what happened. It's just I don't. It just oof. Look, it's just on
Can
the
you
neck.
imagine the aftermath? Both the niggas going home. His wife like, man, were you out cheating again? You was on drugs, sleeping with whores again? No, me and Johnny Knoxville was fighting,
Oh man,
and
I
and he
caught the fade
gave
with
me a hickey
Johnny.
in the fight.
I just got hickey. I don't know if someone else could have gave it to me. Someone could have just jumped in on me and tried to pull me and just gave. I don't know. I
Right?
just bucked out with a hickey. A
Why are your
black
balls
eye.
swollen? Why are your balls swollen? Oh, Johnny Knoxville kicked me in the nuts 3 times during the fight.
2 of which I asked for. Go
Right.
ahead and do it. Let me do it.
Bro, I could not imagine how funny that would be, bro. I would pay if that shit came on pay-per-view. I would pay to watch it, bro. I would
Now,
definitely pay to watch that.
would you want it to be though? Would you want it to be like let's say a legit trainer comes in though? You want to see something? Oh, you just want the straight up slapstick Tom and Jerry?
Bro,
Damn.
I want Wee Man as Bear's trainer and Steve as Johnny Knoxville's trainer. just have the niggas like drinking spoiled milk and shit, throwing up.
Hey,
Drinking,
they got fucking dildo boxing gloves.
yeah, drinking fucking 60-day-old Kool-Aid, just doing dumb shit. Like that's what I want. I want pure unadulterated asinine behavior. That's what I want. That's what I want.
When they're in the corner, that's when they get the 60-day Kool-Aid. Like when they're in the corner, like
They're drinking
somebody
like
just
old
pisses on
breast
them.
milk or something. Like just nut shit that they do. Like I don't want it to be any type of organization to this event. I want pure nutville. Like that's what I want.
Pure Nutville.
Can you imagine, bro? I would cry, bro. I would definitely pay to see
That'd be
it.
pretty funny.
I would definitely pay. That would be a shit show worth paying to see, bro. I would definitely pay to see that shit show.
Okay. Hypothetical. Okay, that is pretty funny. I really want to hear your answer.
All right.
Who do you think would be on the undercard?
On the undercard, it'd be.
It could be anybody at this point. Anybody in the world at this point.
On the undercard, it'd be Jake Paul versus Tom Green on the undercard.
What the fuck? Yeah, the world is yours at this point.
Jake Paul versus Tom Green. Um, fucking
Fucking hands on Jake. Fuck that. That nigga throw the fucking
it'd be
hands on that nigga.
Seth Seth Rogen versus Logan Paul on the undercard. And
I thought you guys
an all slap fight, no punches thrown, all slap
just
fight,
the slap contest, just a slap contest.
just a slap contest. And then
Oh.
the last fight on the undercard, I have Lavelle Crawford versus Jonah Hill, but fat Jonah Hill, not the skinny Jonah Hill,
Not the skinny nigga.
not the skinny nigga, the fat nigga
No,
with the
the
curly hair
nigga.
from Superbad. That Jonah Hill versus Lavelle Crawford.
Oh my god,
Bro,
that's awesome.
I paid good hard-earned money for that, bro. And I fucking pissed my pants laughing, bro. I paid good
Oh
money
my
for
god.
that, bro. That would be a
To be honest,
bro.
watching the undercard would be fire though. It would be a good warm up.
The undercard would be fire, bro.
I'm telling you.
Undercard
I'm
would be
telling
so
you.
fire, bro.
Tom Green gonna throw them things on that nigga like fuck that.
He gonna fuck Jake Paul up.
Tom Green get his fucking beard knocked off of that bitch.
His Freddy got fingered ass. That nigga might pull a rat out of his pocket mid fight, start tongue kissing that bitch. Just to psychologically fuck Jake Paul up.
Hell yeah.
Oh, bro. That'd be too funny, bro. That'd be too funny. And the co-main event would be Howard Stern versus Joe Rogan. Don't ask me why, but I just see that fight. I feel like in my mind Joe Rogan would fucking kill Howard Stern, but I don't know why. I want to see it. I want to see it. I don't know why I want to see it. I just do.
What? Hey, now hold on. As far as I know, right? Howard Stern he's a tall guy, right?
He is.
He's like 6'3", something like that.
Yeah, but Joe Rogan is a legit martial artist.
He will
fucking murder Howard Stern. But I don't know why. I just want to see it. I don't know why. It doesn't make any kind of sense, but I would want to see it. I don't know. Don't ask me why, but I would definitely pay to see it, bro.
But then again, who in the podcast world, who was tough enough to fight Joe Rogan anyway? Besides what's his name? Conan. Fuck, I forgot your name.
Yeah, that would be interesting, bro. That would be interesting. But yeah, I would definitely pay to see that. It'll be one shit show well worth paying for.
Yeah, that's a hell of a card we just set up there, bro.
Bro, whoever out there, get that shit together, bro. Make it happen. Let's do it for the people, bro. Do it for the people.
Oh my god!
Like Don King said, only in America, nigga. Only in America. Can you get that kind of entertainment on a pay-per-view card?
Oh my god! Yes. Only in America will you ever be able to view this kind of madness within a organized event. And Don King will promote that shit. He would. Get that nigga to do it. He'll do it.
He'll do it. He'll do it. Anything to make $1, he'll do it.
That nigga shook hands with Satan. That nigga, he is good.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Bro, that's crazy. Bro.
All right. So you want to move into your topic?
Yeah. So let's jump right into this, bro. Because I know mad people gonna have opinion on that. So If anybody
Okay.
haven't seen this video lately, I don't know, it's been all over social media, all over YouTube. The video of Kiki Palmer with her in a dress with her ass completely out. Her ass is completely out. There's nothing on it. It's just naked ass under a see-through black net thing or whatever it is. I don't even know how to describe it. But her ass is, she's basically just has her top covered up and her bottom is out in the back. And in the video, she's like hugging Usher, got her arm around him, face to face, almost mouth to mouth in the video, dancing and swaying side to side with this nigga. And her boyfriend, baby daddy, whatever he is, I'm not sure. She just recently had a kid, so I'm not sure if that's the baby daddy or that's the boyfriend. I don't know. I don't follow celebrity like gossip and business like that, but I just know this is what I saw. And the boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
posted something like, "This is like shameful, disgusting, or whatever. Like it's bad, it's foul. Like you're supposed to be a mom and you're supposed to be in a relationship. You out here acting like this, showing yourself like this, and doing all this shit." And somehow or another, this guy gets a bunch of backlash for saying that. When he said it, so many people, let's just call it like it is, a lot of women went in on this dude about him being insecure, him needing to shut up, let her do her thing. Kiki the queen, she's this, she's that, she's doing her thing, she's just out living her life, happy, she's happy, doing this, that, and that. All that shit sound good until you're sitting in that same seat where that boyfriend was, and your boyfriend now is out hugged up on Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or somebody, and he's got on see-through shorts with his dick hanging out, grinding his dick on her. Then how would you feel? So it's like, to me, it's like, I don't know, bro. It's like, I know I'm gonna get some heat or some backlash saying this, but women are just so fucking hypocritical, bro. They just don't, bro. It's sick how hypocritical they are because like anything a man do, it's like, oh, he's scum, he's the worst fucking human being on the planet. He's a dog. He's trash. Men ain't no good. They full of shit. They some lying, dirty, rotten, cheating motherfuckers. Sorry ass niggas. This, that, and the third. But a woman doing this, y'all praise this shit and act like it's a good thing, and nobody should say nothing. Like, what kind of fucking man wants his wife or his girl or his baby mother, whoever she is to him, out hugged up on another man on national fucking, just all over the fucking planet on social media with her fucking naked ass out, grinding on a nigga face to face with him, where if you sneeze, you'd have been kissing him. That's how close they were. If you had a hard sneeze, your lips would have been on his. Furthermore, my biggest beef with this shit is not even the fact that she's doing this, but you doing this with a nigga that got herpes. It's well known this nigga got herpes. This nigga is face to face. The only thing between y'all lips is a microphone. This nigga singing and talking to the microphone with full blown herpes. This nigga one piece of spit can come out and go in your mouth, bitch. Now you done brought the herpes home to me. Are you fucking nuts? What the fuck? I would have been more mad about that. If I'm the boyfriend, I would have been tweeting like, yo, how you up in that nigga face and that nigga got hurt? That would have been my tweet. Like, bitch, you gotta come home and kiss our daughter goodnight or our son goodnight tonight. Cause I don't know if she got a daughter or a son, but you gotta come home and kiss our kid goodnight. And this nigga got herpes. And you fucking face to face with this nigga. Now I know you can't catch herpes from just touching somebody, but nigga, your mouth is too close to his. That's like playing Russian roulette. I'm not doing it. I'm not having it, bitch. No, it's over. It's wraps. You
No,
playing around with a nigga
was
with herpes.
let me ask you this: was
Yeah.
was what was her reasoning for it?
Because she's been a okay, so Kiki Palmer is young. I think she's like,
What, like 23, 26?
nah. I want to say like late 20s, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't follow celebrity gossip in their career and their personal life
Me
like
neither.
that. I just know this
Some
pop because
20s,
a
20s.
lot of people been talking about it. You know what I mean? I think she's in her late 20s or maybe early 30s. But I know, like, from my understanding is from her, from this video and everybody trying to like defend her and act like she ain't do nothing wrong. It's like she been a major Usher fan all her life, a big fan of Usher all her life. So she get a pass because she been a fan of Usher since she was a little girl or whatever. She supposedly had posters of Usher on a wall, whatever. Like that's cool. You can be a fan of somebody. I can be a fan of somebody. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, like let's say the nigga was a fan of let's say somebody who's popping. Let's say he was a fan of Stacey Dash back in the day. She's still bad as fuck. So let's say he was a fan of Stacey Dash, and then he out with Stacey Dash, hugged up on her face to face. Only thing between them is a microphone between their lips. Niggas, bitches would be going crazy on this nigga. Oh, this nigga ain't shit. He just with Kiki for money. He don't care about her. He don't love her. He a dog ass nigga. He cheating on her. He probably out here fucking all these celebrity bitches. They would have fucking ran this nigga into the ground and had a witch hunt for this nigga's head in less than 30 minutes on social media. But
Mm-hmm.
somehow this shit is okay
I'm sure some groups
because
did.
she's a young black queen. I don't give a fuck if she a young black queen or not. The shit was it was just wrong as two left shoes. Any way you slice it, it was wrong as two left shoes. Like shit's crazy, man. Shit was like I don't know if you've seen the video, but the shit is bananas, bro. But I'm just like I don't
Hold on,
understand
hold
how
on.
people think like this shit is okay or like how they thought like her doing this was okay. This is not relationship behavior that she's doing in this video. Like the shit is nuts. And then furthermore, if you was at Usher concert and you felt like that, like you wanted to meet the nigga, be off in the nigga face, you're a fucking celebrity. You mean to tell me you're such a black queen and you're so famous, you can't get a backstage pass and go backstage in his dressing room and do that dumb shit? You gotta do it on the stage in front of fucking millions of people so everybody take pictures and videos of that shit and post it all over the internet. Talk about disrespectful. Like that's super disrespectful to her man, her boyfriend, husband, whatever this nigga is to her. Like, bitch, you could have got a backstage pass. You a fucking star, celebrity. You mean to tell me you couldn't have politicked your way backstage? Like, oh, I'm Kiki Palmer. Name drop on a motherfucker. Like, you know who I am, bitch? I've been in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the movie with Ice Cube, little girl playing football. I was in this movie. I was in this movie. Let me backstage. You know what I'm saying? Go backstage, do that shit in his dressing room. If you was that pressed to be in that nigga face, you know what I'm saying? Do that shit backstage. Don't do that shit
Mm-hmm.
on the fucking stage so fucking hundreds of thousands of fans can record that shit, put that shit all over the fucking world. And then this dumbass nigga sitting at home like, damn, that's my girl. Can you imagine like if this nigga was over if he was home with his boys, he had his boys over, they watching a sporting event or something, or like just chilling at the crib, shooting pool or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and one of his homeboys like, yo, you been on Twitter lately? Come look at your bitch, B. This bitch out here wilding, B. Come look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Come check her out. Can you imagine the
You make
conversation?
one little sleeping here tonight.
All right, let me do this.
Like, that's just crazy, bro. You know how niggas is. If you with all your
Mm-hmm.
niggas and your girl out there doing some like niggas gonna clown you. Whether that's your homeboy or not, they
Mm-hmm.
gonna clown you. If some shit like that happen. Not like they trying to hurt
Let me
you,
see.
but they gonna laugh at the shit.
Let me see if I can pull this up because I got it. I got it right now.
Yeah, brother. Shit, just watch it, B. And then tell me if that was your old lady, how the fuck would you feel? You see how close she is? This nigga got herpes, bruh. Bruh. Not with the herpes
Yeah,
nigga though.
the outfit though is
Right.
is is pretty
It's sick,
crazy.
bruh. The outfit's sick, bruh. If you a single lady, the outfit is that, bruh.
So she knew she was about to go see Usher and put that joint on.
Right, right, right. But this now,
Yeah, that's
right,
wild.
that joint's crazy, bruh. In the back, that joint's crazy, bruh. Bruh, you feel me? Now, if that's your old lady, how you gonna feel?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling some kind of way for sure.
Right, right. But here's the crazy part. Now, I don't blame Cuz for going on Twitter talking saying what he said about her not be, her she been be acting like that, and she in a relationship, and she a mom, and this, that, and the third. I don't blame Cuz for that. But this is my beef with this nigga. Nigga, you live with this bitch. So when this bitch left the house dressed as a hoe, what do you think is gonna
That
happen?
was the first sign. That was the first red flag right there.
If this bitch is dressed as a hoe, you best believe hoe behavior is coming behind that. You best believe that, nigga.
It's like Popeye spinach. It's just a can of thought just came out. Whoop.
Like, what were you expecting? If you let her go out the house dressed as a hoe, hoe behavior is definitely on the menu for the night. It's not
Now,
Halloween, so why are you dressed as a hoe? It's not Halloween. It's July. It's not Halloween. So why is she dressed as a hoe? Now you let her go out the house dressed as a hoe to go see a nigga that she really, really liked and really fucking had a crush on or was in love with or whatever. You let her go out the house to see this nigga like that? That's where you fucked up at off the rip. But
okay.
how he
Now,
let her go
I'm
outside
not
like
gonna.
that is
Go ahead.
beyond me. That's the biggest issue. Like,
Now,
nigga, you knew when she was getting dressed, you should have shut that shit down right then and there and that shit. Bitch, you better put some jeans and a t-shirt on, bitch. Wear an Usher t-shirt and some jeans and some Timberland boots. Let that nigga know you not with none of that, nigga. Like, what the fuck?
you buck.
B,
But see,
nah.
that's what I was gonna say. It's like this. That it's gonna be hard not to dive into this, but I'm just gonna cut it short. But it's crazy how the fashion is these days. Like, do people wear the weirdest shit these days? If you're asking me.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Any woman I'm with, you not wearing no fucking dress with your naked, raw ass out like that. That shit is dead. That shit is dead. Dead. You can wear a dress, you can wear a short dress, you can wear a tight dress, but just naked ass out dress, no, that's dead. No, not happening. Not while you with
Yeah.
me. That's dead. Yeah, that shit's
Yeah.
crazy, B. That's just super crazy, y'all.
Uh,
I just don't understand like how you even let her go out the house like that. That's where you should have. That's where you went wrong at. When you let her do that, she felt like, oh, I could just do whatever. This is going. I can just do whatever. Cause you just
but
gonna be cool with
that
it. Cause
nigga
if
could
you
have
cool with
been.
this, you gonna be cool with that.
That nigga could have been in Cabo or some shit like that. That nigga could have been in California and LA, and she was in New York or some shit like that. Like, he could have
Right.
been in a different place. I'll give
But
him
here's
that,
the but
because
here's
that
the
you
thing.
couldn't control at that point.
Cause peep game. Here's the thing though. Right. Let's say you down here in Maryland. Right. You down here in Maryland, you kicking it. You came out here to holler at me, see some friends and shit. We kicking it. Your old lady back at home in Georgia or whatever, right? She hit you up on a text or on a call like, "Hey, babe, going out with my friends tonight. Going to see somebody from back in our day that was pop. Going to the Genuine concert. Going to see Genuine. Let's say hypothetically speaking,
Hmm.
she was like a huge Genuine fan. Going to see Genuine tonight. Going to the concert. The first thing you gonna do, nigga, and I don't even gotta ask you if you're gonna do it. The first thing you're gonna do is, soon as she ready to go out, go ahead and FaceTime me real quick, so I can see what kind of bullshit you got on. FaceTime me real
Hmm.
quick, so I can see what the fuck your outfit look like. What's your behavior gonna be like tonight? I need a FaceTime. I can see how drunk you is, how much you pregame, what kind of shit you wear, and how it's gonna go tonight. I need to know all that. I can get
Hmm.
all that from a FaceTime. That
Right.
like that's crazy, bro. If I'm out somewhere, if I'm out somewhere, my old lady called me. She gonna FaceTime me. Let me see what this nigga got
Hmm.
on. Let me see how drunk he is. Let me see what his behavior like. You know what I'm saying? Like what the
Hmm.
fuck, yo? That's where he fucked up at right there. When you let her from wherever she was, if she out wherever she was at the concert, and she was at a hotel with a girlfriend, you let her leave that hotel room without checking that bitch out before she left. That's where you fucked up at.
Because the pushback is that if the tables return and you was
If the table
tight,
turned,
you'll
this
be
nigga would be
tight.
canceled. This
Yeah.
nigga would be canceled. In today's world, these bitches would have hit the internet and canceled this nigga's life. This
Mm-hmm.
nigga wouldn't have been able to go to motherfucking Dunkin' Donuts and get a coffee in the morning without somebody calling him a cheating, dirty, lying ass, dog ass nigga.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga
Yep.
it would be over for this nigga. It would be over for this
Yep.
nigga. Like over for this nigga. But like
Mm-hmm.
the world we live in is like it's just bitches campaign and cheer other bitches cheating. Like this whole situation that happened a few years ago with Jada Pinkett cheating on Will Smith. This bitch was in an entanglement, and all the women just ran
Mm-hmm.
to her side to salute her and praise this bitch. But she just
Mm-hmm.
came on national television and told her motherfucking husband to his face, "Yeah, I'm cheating on you. I was in an entanglement." Because you put
Yeah.
a fancy word on it, it's cool now. And everybody just
It's
forgot,
still.
like, oh, she just cheated on this nigga, and it was just cool. But if that was a nigga bought his girl on TV, let's say that was motherfucking let's say that was Jay-Z bought Beyonce on fucking national television on Ellen to be like, oh, Beyonce, I was in an entanglement with another
Yeah.
girl. Jay-Z
Right.
would be fucking, he would be fucking washed up so fucking fast by these
Mm-hmm.
fucking women on social media. They would, man, they would lynch this nigga on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman doing it is okay. Like, I'm not saying men don't cheat. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying there's a lot of cheating ass niggas out here. I'm not saying it's not. Not by far. It is. And there's gonna always be a lot of cheating ass niggas out here. But what I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
is
Well, I think
y'all
it's
gotta give the
50-50 if you
same,
ask me.
yeah, could be 50-50. It could be more men cheating. I'm not naive
Mm-hmm.
to say that. It could be definitely could be more men cheating. But my thing is it gotta be the same wrath, the same heat when bitches do it, the same wrath when niggas do it. Because when niggas do it,
Mm-hmm.
these niggas catch hell. You think right now in your
Mm-hmm.
head how many times a celebrity, a male celebrity, has been caught in a scandal or something, and the media dragged this nigga to the fucking mud, to the bottom of the fucking depths of the fucking earth, and just dragged this nigga for years, months and months and months and months. I mean, just wash this nigga whole career up. This nigga slime, he stunk.
Um.
He shouldn't have a movie. He shouldn't
Um.
have a song. How many times you seen this in your lifetime?
A lot.
You
I was
can't
just
even
about to say.
count.
Oprah's side dude. That dude was just the side dude, and he was. Everyone looked at him like a clown.
Right? Like, how many
Like
times have you seen this in
he
life?
couldn't go anywhere without anyone thinking that he's Oprah's little bitch. Basically,
How many
Stedman,
times
that
have you
nigga,
seen this?
that nigga, or whatever
How
that
many
dude's name
how many
was.
times in life have you seen this? Like, I can't even count from my young days as a young teenager, preteen, all the way to a teenager, all the way to young adult to where I'm at now. I can't count how many times I've seen a man get caught cheating on a woman, celebrity, male, actor, singer, sports person, whatever. And the fucking world just dragged this man to fucking hell. Like he's the fucking worst thing on the fucking planet. Like he's fucking Adolf Hitler. That's how they treat him.
Uh, Bill Clinton.
Everybody, every man, it's so many. You can't even. I can't even think to fathom all the ones that I've seen in my lifetime. But they do it, and it's okay. It gets celebrated, and like we just supposed to be okay with it, and just just swallow that and take that, because she's a young black queen, and she this
Mm-hmm.
is that. Shit is crazy, bro. Shit is crazy.
But trying to
Now,
give
I'm
pushback
not.
is is
Yeah.
is asking too much.
It's way too much, bro. But all the time you hear women screaming equal rights, equal rights. They want to be treated fair as men. They want to get paid to say that men in NBA, the women in WNBA want to get paid to say. Boxers want to get paid to say, and they should. I'm not advocating that they shouldn't. They should. They should. I don't see no reason why a woman can't get paid millions of dollars for a contract. I don't see why a woman in boxing can't get paid mil, 20, $30 million for a fight. I don't see no reason why they can't. But at the same time you screaming equality, you gotta fix that shit. So when shit like this happen, all the women, y'all should be trashing her and shitting on her the way y'all shit on a man that's doing dumb shit out in public. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Y'all should be telling
Okay.
her that she fucked up, she trash, she this, she that, she trifling, all the shit that y'all tell a man if a man was doing some shit like that. Because that was a man
Mm-hmm.
doing some shit like that on stage with Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, and they have naked with their ass out. Y'all be trashing that nigga right now. Y'all be trashing that nigga to hell right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm saying. It's got to go both ways. Y'all can't
Mm-hmm.
give her a pass because she a female. and she out here wilding doing dumb shit. Like that's crazy to me, bro. That shit was so crazy, bro. That they was really coming at
Yeah.
this nigga for saying something about it. Then my thing is not even the fact that they coming at him for saying something. Y'all coming at this nigga and y'all don't have nothing to do with it. That nigga can say anything he want because that's his girl. Y'all can't respond for her. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can't take shots at this nigga because he don't want his girl out here with a fucking ass out hugged up on another nigga, all up in a nigga face. You know what I'm
Well, let
saying?
me ask you this:
Yeah,
Wh- what did they expect him to say?
I don't know. But it seems to me
It's
like
okay.
it's like they wanted
It's
him to say,
okay.
"Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Nah, turn around, rub that ass on him. Yeah, girl. Go ahead. Give him a little
Step
peck
up
on the
like
cheek.
Usher.
Give him a
It's
little
like
peck
he
on the cheek,
wanted.
girl."
What?
Like, what the fuck did you want
Mm-hmm.
this nigga to say? Like, yeah, I'm happy my girl is out here with her ass out, hugged up on the nigga with herpes, all up in the nigga face with herpes. Like, I'm happy about that shit. That's what I look forward to on every Tuesday. I want my girl to be hugged up on a nigga with herpes. I like that shit. I like when you play around with a nigga with herpes. You know, maybe she'll get a little
You
bit on the
bugging.
lip. Bring that shit home to me. You know, that's
You
all I've been wanting
bugging.
my whole life was herpes. Like, what the fuck, nigga? Nigga got the herpes. Nigga, he got that shit.
Oh shit.
That shit's crazy,
Oh
bro.
man.
That shit's crazy,
So,
bro.
um, did you have any more about this topic? You want to keep on going, or
Nah, bro, cause I'm getting heated, bro. That shit's super
this thing need to
stupid.
cool off?
I'm
This
getting
fool need to
super
cool
heated,
off
bro.
up in here.
I'm getting super
Get
heated.
some little notes,
Motherfucker,
man.
bitches was really mad at this nigga for saying something. Like, it's crazy, bro. Couldn't have been me, bro. That's what I'm saying. Couldn't have been me.
That's
Shout
pretty
out to
tough.
my man too. I don't know the dude's name, but whoever he is, shout out to him, man. Hold your head high, man, and stop fucking around with these bitches playing with niggas with herpes, man. That's all I'm saying.
You fucking
Stop fucking with these
shout
bitches,
out to
man.
my man too, yo.
Shout
I mean,
out to him, man.
shout out to old girl too, but damn,
Yeah, yeah. Shout
she
out to
ain't have
Kiki
to do
Palmer
all that.
too. Shout out to Kiki
Yeah,
Palmer.
shout outs to her too, Usher with
I
her
ain't got no,
dumbass.
I don't have no beef with Kiki Palmer, nothing like that. I'm not saying she's a bad woman or a bad mom, nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying that outfit and that behavior was a bad decision. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
it could have been done something. It could have been done differently.
Right. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't
It
know
could have been
her
done
as a
differently.
spouse. I don't know her as a mother. I'm not saying she's bad in either one of those things. I'm just saying, in my opinion, that outfit and that behavior was a bad decision. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So this is that portion of the show where, excuse me, we move on to wrestling portion. I host and I give Hydro the floor because I believe that he is the most senior veteran of the wrestling world and its history and its current state. And so last week we were talking about factions, and he was giving his opinion on uh, powerhouses and why. I'm sorry. What was the group that you said shouldn't have been broken up or
Oh, the main
used
event mafia.
incorrectly?
Yeah,
Main
the main
event
event
mafia.
mafia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he was talking about how they should have never been broken up, and he gave his various different reasons why. Now we're going to continue moving forward on that particular topic and kind of finish up on that and move on to a new one for next week. But I just got a few questions for him, or
All
you
right.
can have the
So
floor, and or if you want to just give, you want me to just go straight into the questions?
yeah, but I'm gonna drop a little bit of knowledge for anybody that's
Yeah,
watching.
go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
First of all, in wrestling, the word faction means like a group or like a gang, if you will. It's like most of the time it's three or more people. It can be two people, but most of the time it's three or more people. It's like a group, and they stick together. They kind of roll together, roll around together. They do everything together. They fight together, cheat together, do everything together. And based on like where the company is and how the company's going, is based on like how much the company will put behind their group or that faction, if you will. Like, if they're going to put money into it, they're
Hmm.
going to put time into it, they're going to put effort into it, storytelling, writing into it, making it really popular to get over to hit mainstream and sell merchandise. That's basically what it all comes down to.
Mhm.
So last week we were talking about underrated factions, and
Mhm.
we were continuing that this week. And D Rock has some questions that he's going to ask me about factions. So we're going to jump right into the
Absolutely.
questions because I think this is pretty good questions, and we can hit the answers on them and go from there. All
Absolutely.
right.
I'm just
So
trying
you
to
want to go
bring
into
up
it
some.
now?
Yeah,
You
that's
want to go
cool.
into the
I was just
questions?
trying to bring up some wrestling factions on YouTube so we can show
Oh, okay.
our audience that. So whenever you give me one, I will throw that in there. But
All right.
for the questionnaire, as far as it's concerned, I have a slight bit of knowledge about wrestling, not as vast as Hydro's is, but so these questions were pretty, kind of thought out
Hmm.
and pretty, pretty standard or generalized or whatever. But the first one is in wrestling, in I guess you can give me one from each, but what is the best faction in your opinion as of right now today?
In my opinion, as of right now today, the best faction in wrestling is the Blackpool Combat Club, and that's
And
in
what or
AEW.
AEW? Okay.
Yeah, that's not in WWE. That's in AEW. I think the Blackpool Combat Club is the best faction in wrestling right now today.
Okay.
That's what I
So
think.
so for our other guests, why do you choose to watch AEW over WWE?
Okay, so my thing with AEW is I'm a wrestling fan from childhood to now, and like the biggest difference to me between AEW and WWE is WWE is more about the show than actually wrestling. AEW
Hmm.
is more about putting on a wrestling show, like not a show, but a wrestling show. WWE is more
Hmm.
about a show with some wrestling in it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
AEW is more about a wrestling show. It's like if you go to like, let's see, how can I do this? Uh, okay, perfect example. If you go to see a comedy show and Kevin Hart is playing on this side of the street, and on this side of the street, Dave Chappelle is playing. The Dave Chappelle show stand up is going to be more about comedy, the
Hmm.
art form of telling a good joke
Hmm.
with your setup, the joke itself, the punchline, bringing it home, the comedy, the art of comedy, of stand up comedy. The Kevin Hart is going to be more about entertaining you.
Hmm.
It's going to be more about you having a good time at the show. It's
The
about the
vast
show
majority
itself.
of views and people,
Yes,
more
it's a
people
it's about the show
viewing.
itself, not the comedy. It's about the pyro coming out of the floor, the
Hmm.
sound effects,
Yeah.
him acting out stuff, falling on stage, making
Hmm.
stupid, silly faces, coming out on stage with a bat. Like, it's more about the show, the event, the spectacle of it. Dave
Hmm.
Chappelle is more about the art form of comedy. If that's
Hmm.
the perfect way to explain it, it's like going to see an action movie, okay, versus a kung fu action movie.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people probably don't know who is Scott Atkins is. He's a martial
Hmm.
artist that does B-rated, straight to DVD action movies. He's been in some mainstream movies, but it's normally as like a side character or a henchman or something or stunt double. But excuse me, he has a lot of like straight to DVD action movies that are like action packed. But you wouldn't go see one of his movies in the theaters, but you would go see
Hmm.
John Wick, well, not John Wick, because John Wick's pretty good action. You would go see a movie like, let me see, what's a cheap action movie? White House Down with
Ch-
Channing Tatum.
Okay,
He's not a good
that makes
action
sense.
star, but it's more about the spectacle of the movie. There's going to be explosion, special effects, special effects, explosion, fucking camera angles, CGI fight scenes, all this crazy shit. But if you go see a Sky Action movie, because he's a fucking true martial artist that's fucking dope as shit, you're gonna see him really beating the shit out of fucking other stuntmen, fucking people up, and the action is gonna look fucking amazing. It's gonna be gritty. It's gonna be
Hmm.
hardcore. It's gonna be
More
actual
of the
techniques to shit he's
core
doing.
of the art form.
Yeah, yeah. That's what AEW is. AEW is not all the glitter and glam and lights and fucking explosions. It's just dudes that can actually get in the ring and perform and put on a great wrestling match. That's why I choose
Hmm.
AEW over WWE. That being said, there's still people in WWE that I like a lot that I can still watch the show and enjoy it. I just prefer AEW because it's just better wrestling right now. Like there was a period of time
Hmm.
when WWE had the best wrestling on the planet. But right now, to me, I feel like it's AEW, then it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, then it's Ring of Honor, then it's WWE.
Hmm.
That's how I feel it goes. But that's why I watch AEW because the wrestling is just better. It's just way better than
Real quick,
WWE.
what was the name of the boys you were talking about?
The Blackpool Combat Club.
Blackpool
And
Combat Club.
when you one of the other questions that you had, I'm gonna use them as the example of how I'm gonna explain it. One of the other questions that you had. All right. So we can roll right into the next question.
So, my next question is, what actually makes a good faction?
All right. So we can go right into that now. Okay, so to me, what makes a good faction in wrestling, first and foremost, the thing that I look at more than anything in a faction is can the guys wrestle? Can the guys that are
Hmm.
in the faction actually wrestle and put on a 5-star match and give you spectacular moves, all kinds of high spots, low spots, technical wrestling, mat wrestling, chain wrestling, whatever you want to call it, they can do it. That's
Hmm.
what I look for first and foremost. Then I look for you got to have what they call a leader of the faction, someone that stands out
Right.
above the rest of the group, kind of speaks for the
Hmm.
group as a whole. It's just
Hmm.
like mafia or gang shit. Like when you're in a gang, you answer to somebody. Somebody there's a leader of the Crip, there's a leader of the Bloods on whatever city you
Hmm.
are. There's a leader, a guy that you go ask permission to do shit. Same thing in wrestling. There's always a leader in the faction. Okay,
Hmm.
so I look for can the leader talk good? Like, can he pick up a microphone and hold the crowd's attention for 10 to 15 minutes just talking shit or just talking, shit about somebody? Can he hold the crowd's attention and keep them piqued in interest from just talking?
Give
Then,
us an example of that. I'm sorry.
um, a perfect example of that is everybody probably won't know the faction, but they know the person, even if you don't like wrestling or not. Everybody knows who Ric Flair is. Whether you
Hmm.
like wrestling or not, you know who he is. He's crossed over so mainstream. He's got videos with fucking the Migos. He's on fucking
It's
Instagram with
crazy.
Mike Tyson and Rick Ross smoking weed. He's fucking well known. If you don't know anything about wrestling, you know who the fuck Ric Flair is. So Ric
Hmm.
Flair was the perfect example of a guy. He was in the faction of Four Horsemen, but he was the leader, the figurehead, if you will, the person in charge or whatever. And he could talk more shit than anybody about how many
Yes.
bitches he getting, how much fucking money he got, how kind of cars he driving, what kind of house he got. He's shitting on you. You can't dress good as him. You can't fuck good as him. You can't wrestle better than him. He'll take your girl. He'll take your belt. He's just gonna fucking ruin your life. Like,
He does.
yeah,
He
it's
says
just
all
that.
those things.
And he says all that shit. And
He
half the
says
time
those
backs it
things.
up too. And
Yes, I
90% of
think
the
he backs
time
it up
backs it up
too.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
So That's
He's
what
real
makes
with
a
his.
good leader of a faction. A guy that can talk shit to keep you entertained. Even before he has a match, you're already entertained and drawn in and glued into him or the shit he's talking. Because you're like, damn, if he's talking this much shit, how fucking good can he wrestle? I want to see him at least
Mm-hmm.
wrestle somebody. He's talking all this shit. So now he already got your attention. Either he got your attention in a good way or a bad way. But either way, he's
Mm-hmm.
got your attention. Either you're with
Right.
him, you're like, yeah, nigga, get bitches. Drive the motherfucking limousine, fly the jet, you know what I mean? Wear that diamond ring, you know what I mean? You rocking that Rolex. Or you like, I'm sick of this motherfucker talking about his cars and his watches and shit. Like, I can't wait till somebody beat this motherfucking ass. But either
Yep.
way, he's got your attention. So that's what
Yep.
makes a good faction is the leader good? Can he talk? And that's what makes the Blackpool Combat Club, like I was saying, that's what makes them so good because it's a group of guys. There's Brian Danielson,
Mm-hmm.
John Moxley,
Mm-hmm.
Claudio Cassioni, Willa Yuta. Now they got Takeshna, who's a Japanese wrestler who just signed with AEW. They got Takeshna, and now they got the Bastard Pop. So they got like a squad full of hitters. Like all of them can wrestle like shit. All of them is super talented.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of them is good on the microphone, can talk a bunch of shit. But Brian Danielson is that front man, that leader. You know what I mean? That lead
Mm-hmm.
singer, if you will. That's gonna he's
Yeah.
gonna be the one to draw you in, talking the most shit and telling you, oh, you can't fuck with us because I got this guy over here. This guy will fucking kill you. He'll rip your fucking head off. You don't want no parts of this motherfucker. And if he don't get the job done,
Mm-hmm.
I got this motherfucker next to me. This motherfucker can fucking run through a brick wall. This how fucking good he is. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
that guy that can sell the group bigger than what it is to make you believe this group is invincible. No one can beat him. No one can touch him. Nobody can fuck with him. And he does a good
Mm-hmm.
job at that. So that's what makes a good faction when you got guys that can wrestle, guys that can talk, and guys that can entertain. Because some factions you might don't have a great talker, but you got a good entertainer. Somebody knows how to entertain you. Where he's
Mm-hmm.
not doing a whole lot of talking, but he's coming out doing wild, outlandish, crazy, entertaining shit. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
he might like when Undertaker had his faction, the Ministry. Like he might come out and come to the ring. He's not gonna do a whole lot of talking, but he'll say, "Oh, I'll come down to the ring. Oh, the Ministry gonna do this. They're gonna do that," and then boom, he makes some fire shoot up out the fucking ring. It's
Mm-hmm.
entertaining. Or he come down to the ring and like he comes in his interest. He comes out floating down to the ring on like a conveyor belt type thing with smoke all around him and fire going off. And he's got like the guys, the little druid guys in hoods with
Mm-hmm.
torches walking. He's entertaining. He
Very,
don't
very
have to do a whole
entertaining.
right.
Very
He don't
entertaining
have to do
shit.
a whole lot of talking. He just knows how to
Mm-hmm.
entertain. So that makes a good faction when you got guys that can wrestle very well, can talk very well, or know how to entertain you very well to keep your interest peaked. That's what makes a good
Yeah.
faction for me. That's my opinion of
Mm-hmm.
a great faction. And
Okay.
going back to what we talked about last week about the main event mafia is like that's what made that faction so good because you had five top guys, all former world champions, all former main eventers, all been to multiple companies and been stars and been successful. All of them can talk, all of them can entertain, and all of them can wrestle. That's what made that group so outstanding to me and so underappreciated because they were so fucking good. Like
Mm-hmm.
that could have been the second coming of the Four Horsemen if they had played it right.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
which Four
You're absolutely right
Horsemen
about that.
and
Yeah.
most people's eyes, most peer wrestling fans that have been wrestling fans for over 20, 30 years, Four Horsemen is always going to be in everyone's top five of greatest factions of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Most people that watch wrestling for more than 20 plus years are going to say the Four Horsemen is in their top five of greatest factions of all time. it's like a no-brainer.
And
And most
and
people's gonna be the number one.
and for some people out there who may not understand, but to be clear, a faction is not just a tag team, correct?
Yeah. No, it's not just a
It
tag
has
team.
it has to
Now,
be
a
more of
group type
a group or
atmosphere.
oriented kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now there can be tag teams within the faction, but it's not
Yeah.
more or less focused on just a tag team. It's more or less like there's
Mhm.
a front man, there's a tag team, there's a muscle guy, a henchman type guy.
Mhm.
That's the greatest
Mhm.
recipe for a faction. You got what they call an enforcer, a muscle
Mhm.
strong dude that looks like you don't want to fuck with him. You got two
Mhm.
high flying or fast, fast paced guys in the faction that can wrestle bell to bell, rope to rope better than anybody. And then you got a front man who can carry a show, entertain 15 to 20,000 people just by talking shit, and he can wrestle, and he's been to the top of the mountain already. That's what makes a faction to me really good and really successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That was man. That was a nice little piece, man. You are very very educated, man, in the world of professional wrestling, man. And I
Yeah.
think you just always
Wrestling,
have been.
yeah. Yeah, it's always been my shit. There's been some bad days where went through a bad spell with wrestling where WWE was just real. I mean, real shit. It had really went to shit to me, in my opinion.
Mhm.
There's some people that like it, and I'm not knocking nobody's opinion of wrestling because everybody likes something different. That's what to me makes wrestling so good. It's like everybody likes what they like about wrestling. Some people like the silly, nonsensical shit. They enjoy it. They enjoy
Mhm.
somebody coming out doing a little skit where the wrestler is standing behind him and he's making faces behind his back, and the crowd is chanting, you're stupid," or something dumb and corny like that. Some people enjoy that part of wrestling. Some people enjoy the part of wrestling where there's two goofy guys backstage acting like goofballs, putting stuff on each other's heads and doing dumb shit, making bunny ears behind each other's head. Some people enjoy
Mhm.
that shit. I don't personally. I'm with more of the edgier, less try to push the
The raw
boundaries
talent.
of making this look realistic, feel realistic, and let's make it more of a sporting event than just entertainment. I'm with that. But I don't knock nobody because that's what makes wrestling so good, and that's what makes this Monday Night Raw been on the air for so fucking long now. Like basically my whole life has been on fucking air every Monday night, faithfully. Never
Mhm.
been canceled, never had a dry spot, never fell off, always been there. Every fucking Monday night since as long as I can fucking remember. Like for
So
the
you
past
definitely
30
still
years.
watch uh Raw.
Yeah, I still watch it. I don't watch it in its entirety because one, I don't think it needs to be 3 hours. So you don't have the matches to make it 3 hours. You don't make matches to make it 3 hours. So what you do is you have a 3 hour show with commercials. You might get 2 hours and 20 minutes with commercials. Like if you cut out the commercials, you might get 2 hours and 20 minutes worth of the show. And out of that 2 hours and 20 minutes, you might get 45 minutes of wrestling. You might get the rest of that time just talking, skits, dumb shit, backstage shenanigans and shit like that. You might get 45 minutes of wrestling. That's why I don't watch it in its entirety. Like I turn it on when it come on at 8. I see who's gonna be in the main event, what's going on, who's ready to fight who at the next pay-per-view. I turn it. Then I turn back midway through the show. Might be a halfway decent match on, like a women's match or like a mid card guy match midway through. Then I turn back for the main event, and then that's it. That's all I watch. I don't need to watch the full show because every Monday night they do the same fucking shit. They open with a fucking segment of someone talking, someone come down, interrupt them, and then they talk back and forth for the next 35 minutes. And now it's 8:45, 8:40, and not one piece of wrestling has happened on the show yet. But you're selling me a wrestling show. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Mhm.
And it's crazy because it's not just me. There's former wrestlers that talk the same fucking thing. Like I don't
Yeah.
know if people know who Kevin Nash is, but he's a former wrestler. He was super popular in the '90s, early 2000s. He done made a shit ton of money, been in movies, everything. But he has a podcast where he talks the same thing, and he says every Monday night the show opens with the same segment repetitively every Monday night. And he complains about it. There's a wrestler named Conan that got a podcast, talks shit about it. Jim Cornette podcast talks shit about it. I'm not the only one. It's millions of people that feel the same way. And my thing would be like, even if you're going to have the 30 minutes of talking, don't keep doing it the same way every fucking week. Maybe
Right.
next week, just start the show off when it goes, they do a little intro, then they go, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw. We're live from this state or this city or whatever." Have two guys already in the ring, just have them start wrestling. And then after those guys wrestle, then do your 30-minute talking segment.
Mm-hmm.
But every week the show kicks off exactly the same fucking way for like the past fucking 15 years now. Every fucking week the show starts the same way. Somebody come out to you hear somebody new, they walk down to the ring, they start telling you about how pissed they are about this, about that. Someone interrupts them, they come down, talk a little shit to them, they talk back and forth. Maybe, maybe they try to shake it up, have a third person come out and start talking shit. And then they have, oh, we're gonna fight you, I'm gonna fight you, and I'm gonna fight you, and then we'll fight you, and then I'll get to you later. And then they go to commercial, you just wasted fucking 40 minutes of the show. Every Monday
Mm-hmm.
night. I promise you. Just next Monday night, just turn it over there at 8 o'clock. Turn on USA Network at 8 o'clock. And if I'm wrong, I won't say nothing else about it. If I'm wrong, I won't say nothing else about WWE. The rest of the time we do the podcast. If I'm
Well,
wrong,
no.
you turn it over there at 8 o'clock, and I guarantee
As
you
long
somebody's talking.
as long as I can remember, it's been like that. And that's
Yeah,
kind of where in in the 90s when I was really heavy watching wrestling, that's why I couldn't or not really engaged with WWE or
right.
WWF at the time, is because WCW would get right to it.
They would get
You know what
right
I'm
to
saying?
it. They
And
start the match
that's
with
why
a
I love
cruiserweight match.
that.
A cruiserweight
Yep.
match going bell to bell, 100 miles an
Yep.
hour, fucking cruiserweight flying, doing all kind of flips and acrobatic shit all over the fucking place, tearing the fucking house off, tearing the roof off the place. And then
Mm-hmm.
you go into some talking. Then you go into the NWO, come out terrorizing shit, fucking shit up,
Mm-hmm.
running fucking wild, acting crazy. Then you might have another match. Then you might get a little bit of talking mid-show, then some more wrestling, then the main event. It's not fucking 3 hours of somebody talking. Like I don't care. Like I do like guys that can talk a lot of shit and entertain the crowd. I'm okay with that. But I don't need 30 minutes of it. I don't need 30, 40
Right.
minutes of it.
Or I mean, for fuck's sakes, you can spread that 30 minutes out into 10-minute segments. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right. You don't have to
You
keep
can still get the
starting the
point
show with the
across.
same format every fucking week. Every fucking week, it's the same format. Somebody comes down to the ring, somebody music hits, they look around like, oh, where's that coming from? Who is that? You know who it is. Then they come out the back, then you talk shit to them, and then you have a match later that night or next week you have a match. Every week, it's the same format every week. And it's
Now, hold
just,
on.
I'm so bored of it. So bored of
Quick question.
it.
You've been to Monday Night Raw, right?
Yep.
Did you
And the show
know?
I went to, that's how it started off.
This is my question. Did you know who was gonna be in the ring before the show started?
Yeah,
Oh man, that's whack.
yeah. It's like
So
it's like right now in WWE, like if we could if we do a podcast live and watch WWE Monday Night Raw, every match or every segment, I guarantee you, I can tell you what's gonna happen. I guarantee you 95% of my answers or my guesses is gonna be right. Now if we watch an
yeah,
AEW show, I do the same thing. Whenever something's going on, somebody having a match, something happening, I'll make guesses. And I can guarantee you it's going to be like 40-60. I'm going to be right 40% of the time, wrong 60% of the time. Because they
hmm
keep you guessing. They don't keep doing the same stale shit. Like, oh, because this guy's popular right now. He's selling a lot of T-shirts. He's gonna win every match. He's gonna beat everybody, kick everybody's ass. Nobody's gonna beat him. He's gonna be the guy. No, that's how the shit gets stale and repetitive, and you lose fans and people lose interest. It's same thing in sports. When you look back right now, when the fucking Cowboys were like the hottest thing popping, when they had Troy
Mm-hmm.
Aikman and Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and they were fucking winning the
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl or going to the playoffs every year. People were getting repetitive and sick and annoyed with the Cowboys. People hated them. They
Mm-hmm.
loved to hate them because it was just the same thing. You was tired of seeing it. You don't want to see them no more. You're like, I'm sick of these motherfuckers.
Warriors, Patriots,
Yeah, the same
shit
effect.
like that.
Same
Seeing
effect.
the same heavyweight boxer over and over,
Right,
like
right.
Dante Wilder until Tyson Fury came around.
Same thing. People loved Mike Tyson. They loved him. But then when they kept buying pay-per-views, spending $80, $90 to buy a pay-per-view, and he knocked somebody out in 2 minutes, they got fed up with him, they got sick of him, and they wanted him to lose. Then when he lost, everybody was happy and celebrated. Oh, Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas. Oh, it's so funny. I'm so happy he got knocked out. Because there's nothing people love more than to fucking tear you down after they build you up. But that's the thing
Mm-hmm.
about AEW. They switch it up and change it up to keep you guessing, keep you on the edge of your seat. It gets you more engaged and more entertained. Because if you don't know what's going to happen, it's more exciting than knowing what's going to happen. Like if you go to the Super Bowl or if you go to Kentucky Derby and you know the race is fixed and you know, oh, the mafia dudes over here fixed the race and you know this horse is going to win. This horse and this jockey is going to win the race. It's not going to be that exciting to you because you already know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know, you're excited, like, oh, I wonder who's gonna win. You know, that
Yeah,
horse looks
the,
good.
the the possibilities are endless at that point.
Right. But if you already know what's gonna happen, you're not that engaged. Even if you watch it, you're not that engaged or entertained or intrigued in what's going on. You're just like watching it for the sake of fucking watching. And that's what a lot of WWE fans are now. They're just fans that've been fans for years and they're just watching it for the sake of watching. They're not all at all entertained or engaged in the show.
Well, before I move on to this next question,
Uh-huh.
uh, I wanted to ask you a question real quick. That's a
Right.
little bit on. It's still on the same topic, but
Right.
so as far as gimmicks are concerned, what's something that you haven't seen before?
Okay.
That because that could possibly be the hardest
That's
part
that's a
of
good question. That's a good question.
why they have to make that format that way, because they have to that they have to get by themselves time.
But okay, that's a good question. Um uh I'm gonna answer that question. Hang on real for 1 second, guys. I apologize for this interruption, but I do have to use the restroom.
I got you.
I'll be right back, guys.
I got you. We're just gonna be taking a brief pause, a little break right here. Um, Let us know in the comments, or let us know in the chat how we're doing out here. We've been streaming since November, and we have so many different formats, and we always love to see our audience, or anyone who's viewing this to join in. We'd love to make you part of the show. That's part of what we like to do with our guests. Try to engage with them and get some of your opinions and some of your thoughts out there. So, with that being said, we're just still just in a little brief intermission. Let me just take a little 30 seconds. 30 second break. Hold on. I think we're back on.
Okay, I'm back locked in.
All right, good to go. All right.
Okay,
So
so
so what haven't you seen before that you think that would
okay, I'm glad you
get
said
an
that.
audience get an audience going?
I'm glad you said that. there's a really good answer to that, and there's a guy in AEW right now who has the perfect gimmick. It's not perfect, but it just works perfectly because it's never been done before. It's never been seen before. Okay, so if you watch AEW and you're watching the show, you probably know who Orange Cassidy is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't watch the show, you probably don't know who he is.
Okay.
But what makes this gimmick so good is it's like nothing you never seen before because his gimmick is that everything that he does is nonchalant or effortless, if you will. Like it's like okay, so his gimmick. First of all, when he comes out, his name is freshly squeezed orange Cassidy. Like,
Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. I gotta see this
yeah,
movie.
it's ridiculous. Okay, but what makes his gimmick so good is his gimmick is he don't give a fuck. There's no effort put into nothing he does. So when from the start, from his introduction, it's already has you intrigued because you know when the ring announcer says, "Oh, Triple H, he hails from Greenwich, Connecticut. He's weighing in at 253 pounds. He's a cerebral assassin, the King of Kings. Triple H, the game." Ah, and the crowd goes crazy, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Orange Cassidy on his introduction is he he's weighing in at whatever. He hails from wherever. Like that's his entrance already. So you're already like, what the fuck? Like you're already like, what the fuck? Then you
That's
know
pretty
on
great.
the
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty funny though.
it is. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Then it's like when you look at like when the wrestlers coming out and you're looking at the big Teletron behind them, they're playing like
Mm-hmm.
they're like all these like super badass exciting clips of them fucking people up and shit. You know what I mean? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
when he's coming out in the background on the screen, it's just a white screen with like stick figures and like stuff drawn on the background, like insert cool picture here. Like it's like what the fuck it say? It say insert cool picture here. Something cool should be right here. So then he gets in the ring and it's like it's so nonchalant. Like he just sticks his hands in his pocket and he's like kicking you really, really slow, like super slow, like a baby would kick, like super slow kick.
What? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
like yeah, like really just like brushing his leg
Oh,
up
he look
against
like he's
yours, like
looking right here.
right, right. So watch, watch the shit, watch the shit. It's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. So watch this.
So his for real, this is part of his character, his gimmick.
His gimmick, yeah, that's his gimmick. His gimmick is he don't care. It's effortless. Like it's like whatever. So like yeah, so I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna do it right here, and you'll see it firsthand.
So now what's he gonna do again?
He's gonna kick his legs real, real like you see how he got his hands
Like
in his
a baby.
pockets. He
He said like a baby.
still got his sunglasses on. It's like oh whatever, I'm
Yeah.
here, but I don't really give a shit. Right. So it's like he plays the crowd up so good.
No
See, now he's ready to
shit.
stick his hands in his pocket.
Oh, dude.
Bro, he's fucking
So
brilliant,
now
man.
this is old school footage, right? Or
Yeah, this is him on the indie circuit before he signed with AEW.
but
But he
his
got this,
character gimmick is
yeah, he got this gimmick over on the indie circuit, and then AEW signed him, and now it's like super over. Right,
oh damn.
bro, it's so
Yeah, I
good.
got you.
So anyways, like, so when he gets in the ring, you know how like a guy, a typical guy like John Cena, he come running down to the ring, slide under the ropes, all cool and fast. Like, no, he
Mm-hmm.
comes down to the ring, super, super duper slow. and then he rolls into the ring like like he can barely turn over, like he's 90 years old, trying to turn
Like
over
he
in the
just
bed. That
did some shit.
right. That's how he rolls from under the ropes to the center of the ring, and he just keeps rolling until he gets to the center of the ring. Excuse me. Then he stands up like real slowly, like he can barely get up. You know how wrestlers always do like the big finish when they get in the ring, like throw their hand up or throw up their cool signs or something. He just does like this and puts up his thumb. But he's so nonchalant and lazy, he can't give you like a full thumbs up. You know what I mean? Like he won't give you a full thumbs up. He's
Mm-hmm.
just like this, like whatever. Like it's so good. And then like when you know like fans are always like holding their hands out to touch people's hands when they come down to the ring to go high five. So basically what he does is he just holds his hand out like this and just brush his hand up against yours. Like it's so fucking good, bro. It's so creative and so
It's pretty
outside the
funny.
box. It's so outside the box in wrestling. But it's like in a company like WWE, they would have never let him do this. They would have never let him do it. They would have brought him in. They would have been like, okay, it's a cool idea, but what if we do this and you're coming to the ring and you can't walk, you're tripping and falling over your wrestling shoes, and you don't know how to tie your boots, and you don't know how to do this, and you're stupid as fuck, and you can't do this and you can't do that. What if you don't know how to do a proper clothesline? You go do a clothesline and you go, ow, my arm hurts so bad. They would have made it so stupid. They would have never let him. They wouldn't have seen the genius in what he was doing because
Right, right.
the WWE is such a well-oiled machine. It only knows one way: get a juiced up, roided up guy, roided to the max, fucking cock diesel. Just let him run rap show around the ring and act crazy and tear people to shreds. That's all they know. That's their recipe for success. That's been their
Mm-hmm.
recipe for success for the past fucking 40 years. And that's all they know. And they won't change that recipe. They just won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have never let a guy like Orange Cassidy come in, make this character, and get this
No.
character over. They would have said, no, it's never going to work. You'll never be able to sell that character. It's not going
They
to work.
put him in one of those Royal Rumbles where his character just kind of fades away after he comes down the aisle,
Yeah, he comes out
and
to the
then
ring, gets
that's
knocked
it.
out the ring in 2
And
seconds, and then he's nobody.
yeah, he probably
Yeah.
might not even make it in the fucking ring. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just get
Right.
fucked up in the aisle and then just get kicked out.
Yep,
So
that's what they would do with him. That's exactly what they would do. And just blow it. And they wouldn't have seen the genius behind this character, man. It's fucking brilliant, man. Like I'm telling you, just trying to think when the next time he wrestled. Okay, Saturday night. Saturday night, there's a new AEW show that comes on Saturday night. It's called AEW Collision. Watch it Saturday
mm-hmm.
night. It comes on at 8 o'clock. Just watch it Saturday night. It comes on TNT on Saturday night at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch the show just to watch his character, bro. He's fucking brilliant, man. Like, okay, like recently he won the title. You know how when wrestlers win the title, they got the title over their shoulder, or it's around their waist, or they're dragging it around, swinging it in the air. I'm the champion. He got the championship belt in a fucking book bag.
In the bag.
Like a JanSport book bag, bro. Not like a fancy bag, like wrestlers put it in like a fancy. No, like a JanSport book bag, like one strap over the shoulder, book bag half unzipped, dragging down his back, and then he gets in the ring, takes the belt out the book bag, and just like he holds it up like right here. He don't hold it up all high and straight. He just like here it is, and then drops it back in the book bag. Fucking bro,
Hold
it's
on, hold on. So
genius, bro.
with the bag, does he do the slow roll?
Yeah, he don't. You know how wrestlers come out and amp, they throw the no. He take the bag, he gets to the bottom row, he slides it into the ring like super slow. Then he rolls himself in like this, really, really slow. He rolls himself, bro. It's brilliant, bro. It's brilliant, bro.
I like it.
But WWE
All
would
right.
have never seen the genius behind this character and never let him do this character. They would have never seen it, bro. They would have never let him do it. There's a character in AEW called Luchasaurus, right? Who's like a dinosaur, basically. He's a dinosaur. Like he's got like Triceratops. Triceratops, the one with the 3 horns, right?
Yeah, try. Yeah, 3.
Yeah. So right. So he got the Triceratops like things
Hmm.
coming out of his mask. He's got like a dinosaur like skin mask on. He's got like right now he's got a black tongue and he's wearing a black mask. Sometimes they have a green mask and a green tongue. But basically he's a dinosaur. he doesn't talk, he
Hmm.
just grunts and growls and sticks his tongue out. But somehow it works. Somehow it's over. Fans like it. They love the shit. They eat it up. And it's working. But WWE would have never let him even get this off the ground. They would have changed him up
No.
so fast. Says, oh, they would have said, oh, he's part man, part dinosaur, and he has dinosaur descent in his blood, or something stupid like that, and just make a complete mockery of it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
And then
that,
by then he's all roided out and shit like that, and can't
right,
probably has
right,
injuries and shit. Can't even do anything
right,
because he's been
right,
tossed around all damn day.
right. Like, for example, I don't know if you know, but there was a character in WWE in like the 2010s, like roughly up until like 2017, 18, I think he got released. But in WWE, his name was Rusev. His name was
Yeah,
Rusev.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and he was called the Bulgarian Brute, and he was like, "Ah, I'm Rusev. I scream real loud. Ah, I'm crazy, and I have a ponytail, and I don't wear shoes. I come down to the ring with my feet out, and I'm a Bulgarian Brute, and I'm so massive and strong." And it was just the dumbest thing ever. First,
Hmm.
he was paired with his like his real life wife, and the she was supposed to be Russian, and she would talk for him, and he couldn't talk. He would just say, "I Russian, blah 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 blah," and talk in Bulgarian or Russian, whatever he was talking in. But she was his manager. She was a Russian lady called Lana, and she was his manager. And he would just talk in fucking foreign languages and make noises and shit. And it was the dumbest thing ever. And it was sad because if you were a fan of wrestling, you could see this dude could fucking wrestle. Like this dude is fucking jack. Like when I say jack, I mean jack, like Batista Brock Lesnar jack.
Hmm.
But he can move like Jeff Hardy or Rey Mysterio. Like he can fucking wrestle. Like the dude is phenomenal athlete. But they wasted this guy. So he comes to AEW, reinvents himself as a character called Miro. And his character is he's the redeemer. He's here to redeem the world and the championship and the prestige of wrestling. And while he's doing
Hmm.
this, he's having a full-fledged beef with God. Not a wrestler, with God. WWE
That's a
would have,
pretty
bro, WWE would have never let him do this. Would have never let him
no.
do this.
There's too many
Because
Christians and too many
because
Christian
yeah,
what's
because
the name, fans.
for years I fucking hated this guy. You know how I get when I don't like a wrestler. This dude would make me
Hmm.
sick when he was Rusev. It was so stupid. He would just annoy the fuck out of me and irritate me. Now, right now, as of right now, he's one of my top favorite wrestlers right now, actively wrestling. His character is so fucking good. Like this dude gets so into character, like he almost had me believing, like, oh nah, maybe he really is fucking crazy. Like maybe he did lose his mind. He's really beefing with God. Like this nigga be having full fledged arguments with God on national television. Like God, I renounce you. Like I dismiss you. You're no longer my God. I don't pray to you no more. I worship you. I don't need you. I don't need no things of man. I don't need my wife. Fuck everybody. You know, I'm just here to fucking fuck people up and cause terror. Like that's where he at
That's
right now,
crazy.
psychologically. And like if you watch like when we finish the cast tonight, just go on YouTube and type in Miro Miro promo about the Redeemer
Hmm.
and just watch one of these promos. Bruh, he legit will have you thinking like this motherfucker is really crazy. Like he's really beefing with God. He's been beefing with God for the past 3 years. Like legit beefing with God. Like talking shit like we got beef. I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do that to you. Like and it's working, bro. It's working. Like his character's so over. Like he was out for a while, he got injured, and he just came back on the Saturday Night Show on Collision, and he just like the people went nuts when he came out. They went nuts when it came out. And like you would have never believed it if you watched WWE at that time when he was Rusev and the way people were annoyed and sick of him and so sick of this dumb shit with him and the Russian wife. You would have never believed that people would be like just flocking to him and his character now. You wouldn't believe in a million years.
Mm-hmm.
You would be like, nah, this not the same dude that was in WWE. There's no way. Because in WWE, he was a fool, a buffoon, like a joke. Like, and then you like, damn, this dude was this talented all this time where he could talk like this and create a character and do all this. Why they didn't let him do this over there? It's like it
Mm-hmm.
don't make sense to me, man. It don't make sense. But I'm
Well,
getting
in
off
all
topic a little bit. So let's get back on the ball with the
uh,
questions because I'm getting off topic a little bit. Because you know how I get when I get on
the
my rant.
last one anyway. Oh, you're
All
definitely
right.
gonna rant on this one, and it's the top hated factions.
um, I would say the top hated faction of all times to me would probably be Righteous Center. I would say that would be the
Okay.
top hated faction to me. Just because I just thought it was stupid and asinine. For me, I would say them, and I would also say I say it's a tie between them and the New Day. And I know that's probably an unpopular opinion because a lot of people like the New Day. But I just think
Mm-hmm.
it's just buffoonery and it's just fucking asinine. Like three black dudes just fucking acting dumb and acting gay as shit, fucking twerking and shit and fucking stuffing pancakes in their drawers and stupid shit like that. Like I
What the hell?
yeah, I don't find the appeal, bro. But a lot of people like it, bro. A lot of people like it, bro. It's they got a cereal called Bootios, like an actual cereal.
What the
Like they
fuck?
actually, so they would say that on TV all the time, like, "Oh, dude, you need to chill out, go home and eat some Bootios." Like they would say that, but like Fye actually made the cereal and sell it now called Bootios. Like I don't know,
What?
bro. It's just the shit is just so sickening
That's
to me,
stupid.
bro. It makes me so mad, bro. And it's crazy because it's three black wrestlers and they're just so fucking talented. And I feel like this is all y'all think of them, like to just make them three borderline homosexual dudes and fucking blow trumpets and fucking twerk. Like, like what the fuck? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't get the appeal. I don't get none of it. It irritates me. Like when I see it, I get mad, like angry, like it just pisses me off. Like I don't know, bro. I don't like it at all. But to me, that's be my most hated faction, bro. I just do not get it at all. I don't get the appeal of it. And then they come out with pancakes stuffed down in their tights, and they take pancakes out and throw them to the crowd. Like I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I can't figure it out for the life of me. I can't wrap my brain around it. It doesn't make sense to me, bro. Doesn't make any kind of fucking sense to me. But people eat the shit up. They love it. Fucking love it. People fucking love it, man.
It's a new generation. It's a new day.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. From the music, when the music hits, I get annoyed, like sick to my stomach when the music hits. Like I don't know, bro. It pisses me
That's
off,
funny.
bro. It pisses me
That is
off to no
funny.
end, bro. Like I fuck hate it, bro. I hate it so much. That's one of the reasons why I stopped watching WWE for a while because of that shit, bro. That's one of the reasons why I
Hmm.
stopped watching for a while because I was so irritated with that shit, bro. I was so irritated with it, and it's
That's wild.
like I get it, I understand, like you're getting paid to do it, but as a grown ass man, I'm not gonna be fucking twerking and pulling pancakes out my fucking job. Like
No,
I'm just not gonna do it, bro. I'm like, bro, we gotta
not
come up.
willingly.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back to the drawing board, bro. You can come up. I can come up with something better than this, or you can tell the writing team to come up with something better than this. But this not gonna work for me, bro. It's
Yeah.
not going.
So so
You can just fire me right now. And let me go, bro.
in WWE, who is writing?
A bunch of cokeheads and gay people. I'm guessing. I don't know. And there's no knock to gay people, but I'm just saying that's what I feel. I feel like there's a bunch of gay people and cokeheads. I don't know. I feel like it's nobody that has nothing to do with wrestling and knows anything about wrestling. Cause the shit just don't make sense to me, bro.
Niggas did the damn uh AI shit and just let them come up with a script.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe honestly, bro. Maybe that's what it is, bro. Maybe that's what it is, bro. Honestly, I feel like that's what it is. That could make a lot of sense. They just have an AI backstage and they feed the AI information about, oh, this person did this during this era of wrestling. This was cool, that was cool, and the AI just try to come up with something that's politically correct for today's
Generalized, yeah,
society.
and
And
generalized, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe that's what it
hmm
is. You might be right about that.
How easy would that be? You don't even have to do shit, but put in
Because
the
in
names
my
of whoever
right
you want to involve.
in my right conscious state of mind, I can't believe that someone is writing this down thinking, oh, this
Right.
makes sense. This is
Yeah.
going to be fucking awesome.
This
Like,
passes. Yeah. There's no way.
yeah. Someone
No
coming
one
down
just
to the
questioned.
ring with pancakes stuffed down into the crotch and then pulling it out and throwing it into the crowd. That's gonna fucking knock you dead.
Everyone in the room just nodded their head, was just like, sounds good. Let's do it.
I
Make
can't.
it
I
happen.
can't. Yeah,
Let's
like
pick
I don't know,
just a
bro.
random ass motherfucker out of the litter of tons of wrestlers to do this. They'll do it for
Yeah,
Vince. But
yeah,
so I guess we're gonna go into our final segment here of the podcast, and that's gonna be our I guess we'll call this our weekly watch or whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
But
Okay, I can go with that. Go with the
um,
show.
yeah, we pick a movie or it has been at least a seasonal
Hmm.
program that we can kind of dissect, get into our different opinions and feelings
Go
about
ahead.
that. We've done uh, I don't know, is it Trader?
Treason.
Is that what the shit called? Treason.
Treason.
I be forgetting that shit,
uh,
dude. I didn't
a
even know that
show
was.
that we a show that we want to both forget that we participated in watching, but I can't
I'm
because I'm
not
so
trying
mad
to.
about it.
Yeah, I'm legit mad about that. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm still legit mad about that.
Yeah, I got beef
That was
and
a
issues
legit
with
waste
Treason.
of my life that I can't get back. And I'm like we if you watch our previous program, we don't have to go into shouting out to them because we shouted them out enough. We did at least two programs about that. So
Yeah,
we
and they
watched
were
that
both
one.
super
We
weak.
did Yellow. It was incredibly weak. Um, we watched Yellowstone, which turned out to be very,
A
very, very good. Um, that
fire
was
TV show,
one of the best
fire fucking
ones.
show.
Yeah,
Probably
that's one
one
of
of
the
the
best
better
ones I've
one of
seen.
the better shows I've seen in years. Fucking fire.
Mm. I was gonna say at least 5 years. One of the best
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
yeah,
And this weekly watch that we went into this week is, or ongoing, is Warrior that we talked about. That's on Max. So we're going to talk about season one, and I guess we're just going to move on to season two next week. What we your see now? I'm gonna give you the floor here in a minute, but I will say, in order for me to dissect this season, I'm gonna have to just go off of what I thought about the show because trying to keep up with the names might be a little bit
yeah, yeah, yeah.
confusing.
It
Keeping up
might
with the
be.
different mafias and that it can be a little bit
Yeah,
confusing. Also, uh, the characters too as well. Not to say that it's incredibly difficult to watch this show because it is very awesome, but it's
yeah.
just that when
There's
it
a
comes
lot
to
of
Asian culture
Asian
and
names
Asian
that I don't
names,
know how to pronounce.
yeah, there's not like a half American and half Asian name where it's like a Bruce Lee or what's his name, Jackie Chan or something like that. It wasn't like names like that. It was like the full on cultured name.
Yeah, yeah.
So go ahead, tell us what your impressions of the show were so
Uh,
far.
so basically, we talked about it a little bit last week, and I thought that I had originally watched the show during the pandemic. I originally watched season one and two during the pandemic, and I was kind of like waiting and waiting and waiting for the third season, but there was like a lot of promotional issues. Like it had got shut down because of COVID, and then there was like rights issue because the show originated on Cinemax, and then HBO Max bought the rights to play the show, but they didn't buy. From
Hmm.
my understanding, they didn't buy the rights to the show. They just bought the rights to air it on HBO Max. So then there was a lot of
Hmm.
promotional issues about who's going to be in charge of the next season and how they're going to do it, who's going to pay for production costs and all that kinds of shit. And so I was waiting on the third season forever. But then recently here, June 29th, season three dropped. Season three started. I think they're releasing one or two episodes at a time. I'm not sure 100%. But
That's cool.
so what I wanted to do was I wanted to go back, watch season one, season two, and get more psyched up and amped up for season three. So I started watching season one with my wife, and now she's a fan now. She's all in. Um, the show like really caught her attention right from the jump. Like I've been telling her for a while to watch it, and she wouldn't, but now she finally started, and like she enjoyed it too. So the show starts off like we talked a little bit about last week about the main character Sam. He gets off the boat fresh from China. Soon as he gets off the boat, the opening scene of the show, they get right to the action. He gets off the boat and he starts fucking up some fucking I guess they're like border
Irish
patrol or
Americans,
coast guard
something.
or somebody, some type of policing where they police the Asians getting off the boat, like telling them where to go, what they can do and can't do or whatever. So he gets off the boat and they're like giving this Chinese guy a hard time and like treating him like shit, being really racist to him. Like there's a little bit of
Hmm.
racism in the show. If you're not comfortable with racist shit, don't watch the show because there's a lot of
Hmm.
racism in the
Like
show.
Asian
Yeah,
history about
yeah,
the hate in America.
yeah. About Americans treating Asians like shit, talking to them like shit, saying racist slurs to them, like calling them Chinamen and chinks and shit like that. So like, if you
Hmm.
not if you're not with it, don't watch it because the shit can get pretty intense. But anyways, when the
Hmm.
main character gets off the boat, he fucks up these two coast guards, the police, whatever they is. He fucks them up immediately, beats the shit out of them. So like the show's not lacking in action. It gets right to the action. And when it gets to it, it don't stop. It keeps coming and coming and coming. The whole fucking show, the whole season is action packed. And
Hmm.
season one was more or less like an introduction to the main character, Sam, like why he's in America, what he's doing over here, what he's trying to accomplish, what he's trying to do, his reason for being over here.
Hmm.
Like it dwells into like his backstory a little bit, why he is the way he is, why he acts the way he acts, why he has a chip on his shoulder, like he has to fight everybody all the time. But through the course of that, like D Rock was saying, he joins a gang. Like there's Chinese gangs in Chinatown in San Francisco. That's where it takes place at. And in Chinatown there's like three main gangs. There's I hope I don't butcher the
Yeah, I
names.
was just about to ask you about
There's
this too because this is it's
there's
kind of hard to explain
there's
it, but it's very crucial
I
to the
know for
story
sure
though.
I know for sure there's one gang called the Hop Way. And then
Okay, so there's the highway,
yeah,
there's
but
the long Z,
yeah, and then there's the other
and then
gang.
there's one more.
I can't think of the names. Like
It's the
they're
is that the
supposed to.
one with the female
No,
leader?
that's the one with the tats on the face. They're like
Hmm.
supposed to be like direct descendants of Genghis Khan. They're supposed to be like savages, like kind of like wild men, animal crazy motherfuckers, Ricky the Shrimp
Hmm.
motherfucker. But
Hmm.
they're supposed to be like really savage and brutal. They don't believe in like honor and shit like that. They'll just fucking kill you, cut you up, blow you up, do
Hmm.
whatever. But that's the three main gangs in Chinatown, and the Long Z and the Hot Way, they're like feuding right now over the opium trade, like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna sell the opium around Chinatown or whatever, and like what kind of territory they're gonna have. That's what they're feuding over right now. So basically, Hassan, he joins the, I think it's he joins the Hot Way Tong, because they call them Tongs. That's what they call the gang. They call them Tongs. So he,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so he joins them, and his reason for coming to America was to come get his sister and bring her back to China. But when he
Mm-hmm.
gets there, he
Yep.
finds out his sister is married to the leader of the Long Z Tong,
Mm-hmm.
and she's not only married to the leader, she's like right now, like she's concocting a plan to kill him and take over the gang, and she wants to be like the main boss or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
now when he finds that out that she don't want to come home, she's ready to be this and do that. He's trying to convince her like this ain't the life for you. You should come back home with me. So now he has to stay for a little longer and blend in with the gang and try to get his sister out of that gang. So in
Mm-hmm.
doing so, it becomes complicated. He gets wrapped up in a lot of shit, and it just kind of takes you on a like a whirlwind of fucking craziness throughout his journey trying to get her to come home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, let's dive into a little bit of the brutality
Yeah.
in this
Yeah. Let's do
in
that.
this season because or sorry the show itself because what I what I what I gathered when I saw the first opening scene and the fights, I was like, okay, I can get with, fights. I've seen tons of movies, martial arts movies, where
Yeah.
fighting, that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier, showcasing the art. You know what I'm saying? Showing
Hmm.
the real talents of what people can do. But then when weapons were involved, and just people were
Yeah.
starting to have like bar fights in
Yeah.
Chinatown. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever thought about that concept in my brain until I started watching this. So like
Yeah.
just not just that. I think like you're talking about the Genghis Khan uh gang or whatever. The
Yeah.
everyone has their little bit of a shining light on the gore because it gets really really brutal. The one where the assassin girl put like the sword in the dude's stomach and like cut him all
Yeah.
the way
Just
up
gutted
to
him.
his chin, like
Yeah.
all the way up to like I was like, damn, when I
Yeah.
saw that, I couldn't believe it. That's
Not only that
action.
scene, but that same scene when the other dude was taking a piss, the dude that got gutted, when he was just pissing, and then the dude's head just comes flying off and falls down by his feet. And he's like, "What the fuck? Is that my
Hey,
boy head right there?
yeah,
Like, is that
you
the
ain't got
nigga
time
head
to
right?"
do shit. If you see something like that, you might
Right?
as well
Yeah.
just pray to whatever last little bit that you got because that's gonna be it right there. If you just
Yeah,
see a
man.
head
But she
to
just
land.
fucking gutted that nigga, like just gutted him completely, man. Like, so that's what like really attracted like my wife to like the show is like the gore, the violence, like
Mm-hmm.
when the one dude that's the main character of Sana's boy, Young Jun, the dude with the two knives that he
Yeah, yeah,
carries
yeah,
on his back.
yeah.
He's my favorite character on the show, not Hassan, not the main character. Young Jun is my
Mm-hmm.
favorite character on the show. So like
That's his
the
homie,
first,
right? The one that he be rolling
yeah,
with. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the first scene where he was like when they went to the little opium thing to like bust up their opium deal, and he sliced the
Mm-hmm.
dude's mouth open,
Oh,
like gave
yeah,
him the
yeah,
Joker smile, and then
yeah,
stabbed him up all the times with the knives. I was like, oh
yeah,
shit, like that thing blew my
yeah.
mind. So like when I was watching it with my wife, I was like anticipating that scene. I was like, okay, watch this, babe. Like here this come. Like this is gonna fucking drive you crazy, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
when he did that and she watched that, she was like, "Oh god damn, like that's crazy. Like yeah, I need some more of this. Like I want to watch this show
Mm-hmm.
now. Like I'm really into it. Yeah, like the brutality in the show is second to none, man. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah, it's almost on some Mortal Kombat shit, if you ask me, for real. Like
Yeah,
it
and
is,
like when
it's on par with that.
the racist Irish fuck dude, I can't think of his name. I hate his fucking character anyway. But like the white
Some
dude, the
the
racist
main boss
Irish dude,
guy, the main
when
boss
he's
guy.
like, yeah, when he's beating the one dude up, the dude that beat the cop up, and he beats him to death in the back of the alley, and he's just
Uh huh.
fucking pounding his fucking face in.
I swear
His
his
fucking
name
face
starts
is
with like
off.
a I or something like that, or I
No,
don't know.
it's O'Leary. It's O'Leary.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's O'Leary.
there was a scene that
And they keep going,
I was
Mr.
really
O'Leary,
waiting
Mr.
for
O'Leary.
when he went
Yeah,
into the place where the guy worked after he decided to not really kind of be in the gang or whatever. He got
yeah,
kicked out or whatever. But when he went to the that factory,
yeah,
when they was ready to scrap and they would start, I was like, yes, I cannot wait for this because he's gonna fucking whip this dude's ass. And
yeah,
then when the cops came and busted that shit up, I was like, damn, yo, that shit, like, damn,
yeah.
it fucked
I
me.
hate that
That's,
fucking dude, man.
but that's
He,
the suspense type moment that
yeah,
they kind of built up right there. But other
right,
than
right,
that, like,
right.
I was waiting for that ass to get whooped. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I was too. I hate that
I'm
fucking
gonna
dude,
hold
man.
you.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, but like when he was beating up the one dude in the alley, he was fucking just fucking pounding his fucking face into the fucking ground. He was
Yeah.
fucking lumped up and bloody. That shit was brutal, bro. And then the cop dude had to kill him and beat him to death with the stick, with the little cane thing. Yeah, that shit was
Mm-hmm.
brutal, bro. That shit was brutal.
That factory scene, the dudes held the Chinamen down and took a hammer to each one of their hands and was
Yeah,
smashing them shits
yeah,
like not just a one tap on there. Like they made sure that that joint was crushed.
yeah,
That shit is wild.
yeah. That shit, the brutality on that show was second to none, bro. It's second
Hmm.
to none.
Well, he
Fucking awesome.
also they also reviewed or unveiled at the end. He joined back with the what's that hung how do you say that
The
house
hot way.
halfway? Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
rejoins them at the end.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
he you know what I'm
But you
saying.
know
Oh,
what's
he
crazy?
go ahead
Before
because
we
I
get into
want to
that, what
ask
you
you
were
a
saying,
question
he
too.
rejoined. This is
Hmm.
what caught me off guard. That I like this about the show when the main character of Sam, like when he had the little showdown with the dude from the Long Z, they have like the fight for like the
Oh
gangs to like see like
yeah
what territory they're gonna
yeah.
get.
Like
And
trained
like
and
in
everything for it.
right, but like in every show, like the main character is like just a badass. He just fucking beats everybody up. He's invincible. Like he loses to nobody. This is the thing that I liked about the show is like he got his fucking ass handed to him, bro. He
Yeah,
got his fucking
he got
when
whooped.
dude broke his fucking nose, dude. When he fucking
Yeah,
punched that nigga in the nose, his fucking shit went up into his face. I was like, damn. Yeah,
yeah.
he
He
got his
fucked him.
fucking ass handed to him, bro. But
That
I
was a
like
definite
that about this
curveball for the
show, bro.
audience. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
curveball, a huge
because
curveball.
honestly, I did not see that coming, bro. Like when his sister came in, and she was like, "Oh, you can't beat him, and don't fuck with him," and he was just like, "Oh, I guess we just gonna have to see. Like, I'm gonna fuck this nigga up, type shit." Like, and then like when the fight started, and he was like faster than the other dude and shit, I'm thinking like, "Oh yeah, maybe he is gonna fuck this dude up." But then the dude just got up and went on his fucking ass, man. I was like, "Damn." I did not see that coming. Like,
He
god
did go
damn.
on him. Yeah,
He fucking wiped the floor with his fucking
yeah,
ass, bro.
he did. He did beat that ass though.
But
He
I
did fuck him
like
up.
that though because I don't like shows when you. It's like what I was telling you about a while ago when I was telling you about when we were just talking like off camera about like shows that we into nowadays. And I was saying this is what I like about the show Chicago PD about like how the cops are not just invincible and like super smart cops. They get every case, solve every case, catch every bad guy, and always get the bad guy and put him in jail at the end of the show. No, like sometimes they don't catch the bad guy. They get it wrong. They fuck up. They fuck up paperwork and shit, and then the criminal has to get released, or they can't catch the criminal, and they know he's bad, but they can't catch him. And like characters get killed off all the time. Like it fucks with me because like some of my favorite characters have got killed on Chicago PD. But I
Mm-hmm.
like that about the show because it gives you the more realistic feel that okay, anything can happen. Just because you're a star on the show doesn't mean like, oh, you're this invincible cop. You never get shot. You walk through bullets. You beat up every bad guy. Like, no, sometimes you get your fucking ass handed to you. Sometimes the bad
Mm-hmm.
guy might get away from you or fuck you up or
Mm-hmm.
kill you, perhaps. Like, that's what I liked
Mm-hmm.
about that in Wario. Like, when the main character got fucking demolished. Like, I love that scene, bro. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
ready for it, but I appreciate the fact that they're like willing to say like, okay, he is the main character, but he's not invincible. Like he's a fucking
Mm-hmm.
human like everybody else, and he can't get beat up, and he definitely got beat the fuck up.
And what what also happened in that loss, I think it affected the woman who was trying to take over the gang, because
The
I think
gang,
because
yeah,
of
the
that
sister, yeah,
loss, she was able to move into the head position to take over. Because had he had won, I think I don't think she would be in that position.
right. So that's what I like about shows like that. Like when you show like the realism in the show, like even though he's a badass motherfucker, he can fight. Like he can't beat every single person on the planet. Like I like the
Mm-hmm.
realisticness in that. Like maybe it's somebody out there who's just a little better than him, or maybe it just wasn't his night and this dude fucked him up. Maybe he'll get him back in season
Maybe.
3 or something. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but I know he got fucked
was
up.
just about to I was just about to get to that because I was gonna say, so now like with like season 2 coming up, and we're gonna be getting into that next week. Do you think it's too early in the season to say that he gets that rematch, or do you think like a lot more
I'm
political events got to go down before he gets that
I'm
rematch?
thinking for
Does he
me,
even
I'm
want the
thinking
rematch? He don't even want the smoke no more.
right.
Goddamn,
He
he
might
just
don't.
be
He
like,
might don't.
hell no.
Because he was down and out, man. The fucking the remember
Yeah.
the brothel house lady, the whorehouse lady had him in the bed, fucking trying to nurse that nigga back to health. So he got fucking punished, man. Like she was giving that old Chinese herbs and medicine and shit, blowing that ganja in his face and shit. Like
That's how you know it was a good ass whooping when they bring out the old school herbs. That means that yeah,
yeah,
we need God send herbs to get you back to get you back together. We need someone else. We
nah,
need
nigga,
powers
nah. She
from
like
above. Goddamn.
right. Right, the girl came over. She like, nah, nigga, put that Neosporin back. Having them herbs over there, nigga. No,
No,
that
no, no.
Neosporin ain't gonna do it. Having them herbs over there.
In the back that we never use. We need to bring that
Yeah,
shit out here now.
get them herbs out, nigga. That's what we gonna need for this nigga. Nah,
Yeah,
that peroxide ain't gonna cut it this time, nigga.
no.
I need that good shit.
So like we said, maybe he gets the revenge, maybe he doesn't. But what kind
Yeah.
of expectations do you have for the second season?
Well, so
Do you
what?
think there's going to be some kill offs? Do you think there's going to be
Yeah, I think there is. I think
some?
there is. What I'm expecting more or less is like what I want to happen is I want the fucking Irish fuck O'Leary to get fucking dealt with. Like I want him to
Mm-hmm.
fucking get fucking murked in the worst way possible. Like I fucking hate this prick, bro. I hate him like I really know him, bro. I like this guy, bro. Shout outs, shout outs to the actor whoever playing him
Yeah,
because I don't know his
it's not
name.
about him. It's just this
Yeah,
character. It's
I haven't.
very.
I'm
It
trying
gets
to
under your
think
skin.
like if I've seen him in any other shows, but like I can't place his face or anything in any other shows or anything. But
He
shout out to
looks
the
like he
actor,
could
man.
play in like Peaky Blinders or something like that. Like he looked like he could play
Right.
something like
Peaky
that.
Blinders is a dope show too, by the way.
Yeah.
For anybody out there
What's
who
that?
hasn't seen that,
Yeah, he looks like he could play definitely in something like that.
yeah. But shout out to the actor playing him, man, because he fucking gets into character. Because
Hmm.
I kind of convinced that he's a racist fuck for real, man. He's good at his job.
Nah, man, that dude's probably the
Yeah,
nicest guy ever, or whatever.
probably
But
is, bro. But he's
he
good at
could
his job,
be,
man.
yeah. Low key when
He,
he's in the house alone, he's talking some racist shit.
Yeah, that nigga definitely gets in the character. He probably goes in his bathroom, looks in the mirror like, I can't stand you Asian fucks. I fucking hate all you fucking chinks. That's probably how he talked himself up for the show. Cause dude be having like real hatred in his eyes when he be talking about the Chinese people in this
Yeah,
show, bro.
he definitely has like a solid look. Like he has like
Yeah, like he really
this really,
despises these motherfuckers.
yeah, like he's really digging deep for that
Like
character
right down to
for
his
sure.
core, it really grinds his gears to see these niggas getting ahead in life.
Not just any man, he's really upset about the Asian man trying to just butt
Yeah,
his little 2 cents in. He's just trying to get a little paper here on the side.
right.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
but yeah, like so I'm hoping that he gets fucking dealt with. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that what I'm hoping is like for season three, season two, I'm hoping that the brother and the sister kind of get back together and create their own gang. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping
Mm-hmm.
they realize like she realized like, okay, everybody in this gang don't fuck with me because I'm a woman, so they ain't gonna listen to me. And I hope he realized like, okay, after I got my ass whooped, this gang kind of just threw me to the curb, like fuck you. And I hope they kind of like break off and do their own thing for real. Or like even if they don't
Mm-hmm.
make their own gang, like them two join forces and like start picking apart the other gangs on their own, like silently in the shadows type shit. Like that's what I'm hoping
Well,
for.
uh, since this is a show of curveballs, you know that maybe Ashan takes over his
The
gang
oh
and
the hot way, yeah, yeah, yeah. That could
goes
see
he
that happen.
gets against his sister
And he
in
has to
some
go up against his sister. Yeah,
he,
that could be
in
crazy.
order to really you know what I'm saying, either squash the beef or because that I'm not saying that's how the setup is or what it's
Yeah,
gonna be, but
but that could
in
definitely
in
happen.
in Asian culture movies, I think they love when they pin
Yeah, yeah,
long people with long standing relationships against each
yeah,
other.
yeah, yeah. They do that a
They,
lot. Two dudes
they
that
do that a
trained
lot.
at the same school under the same sensei.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have to fight each other. My
Has a lot of
brother
parents
came
that
back,
love,
and now
yeah,
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 they do that a lot. So yeah, I
they
can see
do
that.
that a lot.
I can see them. I can see that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. I wouldn't mind that either. I wouldn't mind that
Mm-hmm.
either. People like so moving forward, like we talked about, like maybe potential deaths. So moving forward, what's like a couple characters you don't want to see get killed?
I definitely don't want to see Homeboy get killed because I mean, you know, movies, shows, they always want to the knock off someone who you really uh, have rapport with, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They really want
yeah,
someone who you get attached to, and
right, right, right.
because they want to have that drama sense, they want to have that audience heartbreak, or they want to have that audience moment right there. So I
Hmm.
definitely don't want to see Homeboy go out, but
Yeah,
I have a feeling if if Asham doesn't get pinned against his sister and they have to duel it out, I think that she's gonna go down in on some poisoned, on someone trying to do some political shit. That's what I think might happen.
right, 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 right. But I want to see my boy make it. Young June, the dude with the two
Yeah,
knives. I want to see him make it
yeah.
too, bro. I fucks with his character, bro. All that nigga want to do is scrap and get sticky all the time. That nigga like, let's go get some sticky, nigga. That's my nigga, bro. I fuck with him, bro. That
Yeah,
nigga is
that
dope
nigga
as
be
fuck.
rolling. That thing is cool as
That
fuck
nigga
though.
just want to fight and then go get some sticky. That's all that nigga want to do. He don't care nothing about the politics, running the gang. That nigga just want to fight and get sticky. Bro. I like that nigga, bro. I,
All
I
right,
hope he don't get killed, bro. I fuck with him, bro.
would you say that we're just gonna look forward to season two and try to
Yeah, bro.
set up our thoughts to people who haven't seen the show? It is a very very must watch. It is the
Yeah,
storyline, action packed. It's if you never seen an Asian movie in your life, this is definitely one you want to
yeah.
take
This
a
is
look
one
at.
you want to check out. This is one you want to check
Um, so as
out.
always, we're gonna keep our our newest format to other people out there who haven't seen this or will be seeing this, or who has been
Yeah.
watching us live. We are going to stick with current topics as our opener, and then we're going to go into I'll host while I we talk another topic for wrestling, and then we will I guess have a weekly watch discussion about Warrior in season 2 and then possible season 3. So, a question I wanted to ask you now that the factions are done, what do you want to kind of wait on that, or you got another topic lined
Nah,
up that you had?
I was thinking we can go run the same format. Like since we touched it a little bit tonight when I was explaining to you about like the AEW people and the wrestlers. I think next week we can do like wrestling gimmicks.
Okay, okay, yeah, because
So
I saw
I
you
think
kind of flowing into that, and
yeah.
it seemed like you had like something not set up, but it seemed like you had something to say about that.
Yeah, because that's a good topic. So I'm thinking like maybe we can do like we did this week. Like you just come with like some questions, like maybe do like 5 or 10 questions about gimmicks, like like who you think the best gimmick, what gimmicks worked, didn't work, why they didn't work. You just run down some questions and I'll answer them and we'll go from there. So I'm thinking that's what we can do because I like
For,
the question format. I like the
I'm,
question
so-
format.
I did, I'm not meaning to laugh while you was talking, but something just came to my mind that I think that you would laugh to as well when you were talking about
What?
gimmicks and when you said ones that worked and ones that did. The first thing that came to my mind was,
Somebody
you
super
know,
whack.
remember when Dusty Rhodes came down the ring as six, just completely he completely ruined that character and everything up at the set. He completely fucked that whole thing up. He was just not having that shit. If I'm not mistaken, one of his words is, and I guess I'm supposed to be six now.
No, bro. But you talk about gimmicks, bro. When
Oh my god.
when uh when NWO had dressed up as the Four Horsemen, bro, and Arn Anderson when Kevin Nash was supposed to be Arn Anderson, he had the fucking neck brace on, bro. That was fucking gnarly, bro.
Oh my god. That
Bro,
was
that's
one of
too
the
funny,
funniest.
bro.
Yeah, that one was funny. That the
Right.
NWO was sick with theirs.
That was some
So
funny shit, bro.
so we'll do the gimmicks for next week. We'll finish
Yeah.
off with the weekly watch, and then we'll come up with a topic. I guess we'll communicate with that
Yeah, like a
before
rip from the
that's
headlines kind of topic, like
yeah. We'll
whatever's
just kind
popping
of
at the
dive
time.
in,
Yeah.
but we'll keep you guys updated, and we like to of course thank everybody for watching or everybody who was
Yeah. Anybody
involved
that
and
watched and supported us, thanks
watches
for the
us
support.
and
Thanks for
right.
sticking with us. We'll be back at you next week.
All right, and you got anything else before I end it out?
Now it's Boy Hydro signing out.
Peace.